Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Pathfinder Home Team. Ignore the visuals on screen currently. I'm fixing it. Other than that, very happy to have you all here, everybody. Tonight, I am joined by my amazing players. We've been looking forward to a Pathfinder Home Team game for a while, so we're going to get into the intros here. We're going to introduce you to each one of our players tonight and what they are, what their sort of mental status is, what class they're playing, and just sort of like a short introduction for those of you who haven't been able to come to the lives and catch up with the episodes. Then we'll do a recap to keep you where we're plotted currently in the story. Starting with Dork. Go ahead and give us your intro, and then choose someone else to give their intro. Well, I could do background stuff, and so on and so forth.
Okay. I am just a dork. I am a TV-headed artist who is the one who made the reactives for the players. I also did the art on the going live tweet that Tech posted for this. You can find me on Blue Sky. Mentally, I am somewhere. I am playing Elena Mortimer, the Necromancer Animist, who is level 5 and has a starling familiar named Lumen. I pick Scully next.
Hello, my name is Scully. Today I am playing Cyril, who is a Kitsune champion. His mental state is currently bad because his home is burning. My mental state, not the best, because job searching sucks. Okay, I'm gonna throw a hot potato to Glenn because you are unmuted. Have fun. Wait, I am also
everyone else muted?
Cryptensis.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm FenVT. I'm a dogboy VTuber who enjoys playing video games by himself with his friends, and I am playing Glenn Keelhall, the Gnoll Cleric. He's hoping that there's nothing wrong with it's just that it's just a small fire, you know, and there's nothing wrong with the library, and maybe use this as a teaching method for Gertrude to stop being such a bitch by saying, "See, this happened only because you were naughty." And I guess I'll pass it on over to Cryptens.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. My name's Griffiths. I don't do anything. Not Fen. Frank. Big man, big hat, big heart, big face, big smile. Great food. Makes great food. His mental state. Yeah. My mental state. Confidential. And I'm gonna pass it on to Tech because he's the only one here.
You, Miss Dolly.
Oh yeah, Draco. Draco, go at it, Draco.
It's Draco's turn.
Does anybody want to be Draco?
I'm your not so local Dragon Boy Ice Dragon VTuber with too much puppy energy. I'm playing Gilgum. He's a gunslinger wizard who goes to magic school in his dreams. Wizard slinger?
Spell
Sure.
slinger. I think it's spell slinger.
Yes, I'm a spell slinger who gets his education from his dreams. That's it.
Really good stuff.
Very accurate.
Then we pass it on over to Tech, who is the god of this world.
Hi, everybody. Welcome on in. It's me again, talking to you live. All right. I'm Tecknomancer. I am your TV-headed VTuber. Hopefully tonight, I'll be your storyteller, your GM, your DM, bringing the world to life with my words. And tonight, we've got a very fun episode ahead of us. There will be consequences. There will be hard books.
Oh no.
If only it could have been that other store with the other books.
Now, everybody should start at one hero point. What is a hero point? Well, a hero point allows our heroes to re-roll rolls. Hey, one of your favorite heroes ended up getting a 3 on that knowledge check, give them a hero dice to hopefully have them use it in the future to re-roll their bad rolls. Natural ones anyways are next to almost guaranteed. But for a hero point, who amongst you would like to do the recap? You could only choose one, no assistees. One solid player who earns this huge hero point for recalling what happened literally a month ago.
Are hero
It's been
points
a while.
typically different sizes? Like, are ones we get in chat smaller than the ones that we get at the beginning of the game?
We get one no matter what. You
I
only
know,
ever
but
can
he
get one
referenced
at a
that. He said it was a giant hero point, so I'm curious.
time.
Anyways,
The big
I remember
single
kind of what
hero
happened last time, but if anybody else wants to do it, please do.
I have it written down here.
Me too. But let's listen to what Sleepy Mander has to say.
Oh God. Okay.
And then judge her relentlessly.
Okay. So
It's me.
I remember we went to the mayor's house. There was inside his his daughter is not doing well physically, probably also mentally. She's having nightmares and other stuff. She has a lot of plushies. Inside one of those plushies, a ruby. And that ruby probably cursed. On her legs are bruises written is a word, which is the world of nightmares or something. And so we took the gem out of the plushie, I think. And then we started doing some other stuff. I think that we might have investigated that. And I did not write any notes, so this is just going right off the noggin. And then after a little bit, I think we fought some stuff. And after we were done fighting some stuff, I think we might have told the mayor what's going on. I might have gotten order of events wrong. Anyways, we walked out. There was smoke in the distance. The library's on fire. Cyril is freaked the fuck out. Everybody else probably, concerned. I think most people would be with a fire. Please correct me, anybody else, for the things that I missed, because I think that there's a good portion missing.
You did miss a little. We did not fight anything last session.
Oh, okay.
And you missed
there
the
was
most
no
important
fighting.
name of the guard.
Ben Osgard.
Vin Osgard.
Who likes talking about existential dreamers, eldritch beings. We also talked to the blacksmith and learned about his sword, which is in the library.
And we got the brooch
and-
from
Yep.
Osef.
Yep. We got
And
the
it's
brooch.
the brooch spelled out Leng, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Frank
Yeah.
made meeps.
Yeah, and the blacksmith was kind of a little bitch, and we decided not to give him his sword back, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, I don't know. We're destroying it or keeping it or destroying
No.
it. And, like
I think that we
regardless,
should
he's not
probably
getting it back.
keep it, because isn't it supposedly a relic from the Rose Guard?
You're so mean.
So we probably want to keep it.
It is. It's from one of the members of the Rose Guard. That's why we need it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll just have Gilgum craft one that looks just like his and destroy it in front of his face.
Oh my gosh. So mean.
Hey, it's divine retribution. If the divine don't want to do it, I'll do it myself.
He had his sword stolen from him.
I feel like he was a dick forever.
Who are you talking about?
The blacksmith?
The blacksmith.
Carmen.
Ooh, the black.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Carmen.
He's
He had
a
his
rightful
sword stolen
prick.
from him.
I'm sure
and-
he was a prick before that happened.
That doesn't excuse the fact that he got his sword stolen. It's still
Oh,
a crappy thing to go through.
He's still a dick,
I don't
and I'm
think
still
it was
gonna.
stolen from him. I think that it was it was in his
The
family
mayor
and like
took
something
it
happened
and
to it
gave
before. Oh,
You know-
I'm pretty sure the mayor took it and gave it to the Dawnflower.
Yeah.
You know
okay. I thought it
one
was like taken
thing
from his parents or something.
You know one thing for a fact, though. He did try to run for mayor.
Well, good
How
thing
many
he
votes did he
lost.
get?
Oh my gosh.
It was a landslide, right?
You don't know.
Oh.
We weren't in town
Unfortunately
during
for
the
us,
election.
The polling for the last mayoral election was in the library, so we'll never know.
Osef burnt.
Oh, is it because the library's on fire?
Maybe.
We were in the same house as Osif the entire time.
Osif ordered that library burned, so we never get to read the ballots.
That's why he did it. So we couldn't see the balance. Because he knew that today we would be thinking about how much he won by.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Welcome to Pathfinder.
Yep. Anyway, we
Alright.
noticed it's on fire now, and we're gonna do our first. Wait. Which one of us had the fire extinguisher wand?
I
Somebody
did.
has a fire extinguisher?
Okay. Yeah.
It's a little water one that I got from the underground library.
You all make your way out of the Menhim's Manor as we return to the moment we all last left our heroes. In a situation where the climbing, flaming, burning Dawnflower Library, smoke billowing out from it and lighting this valley that is Otari with a flickering orange and red. All of you immediately come to alarm. As everybody in the city, those who are obviously for emergency services, bells start ringing. A terrible panic breaks out in the streets, and you are left on the hillside road into town. What will you do?
I have a question.
I'm listening.
When somebody uses the change shape ability, do they lose their clothes? Like if somebody turns into a smaller creature, are their clothes left behind?
I am absolutely sure you keep your clothes and gear with you. It has always
Okay,
been like
thank
this.
Okay, I was not sure. Okay, so Cyril is going to use the change shape ability. And he's going to turn into a gray fox, which can run at a speed of 42 miles per hour.
All right.
Which is something that I definitely knew before. I did it just Google. And he's running to the source of the fire.
Okay. So, do you jump off the cliff? Do you walk down the road?
I walk a little bit down the road to a point where it's safe to jump off a cliff because Cyril likes his legs unbroken, even when they're just a little guy.
Mhm.
And then once they are off a cliff and they navigate the roads, the maze to find the quickest route to the fire.
All right. Okay, so Cyril, in a quick dash, immediately changes forms and just takes off down the path, leading the charge. What is the rest of the party doing?
Running towards the fire.
All right,
Yeah, following after, heading towards it.
Frank, everybody, you are slowly running up behind Cyril as this happens. Cyril, in front of you immediately is crowds, people walking back and forth, carrying buckets from rivers, people joining into the fray, horses that are traveling in carts, rearing up, carts careening out of control. How do you not get stepped on?
Cyril's probably avoiding the main roads because of the chaos, and horses cannot fit into alleys most of the time.
Yes, but
So-
there's still a challenge of maybe people being on there. How would you like to solve the challenge of the crowd?
Is there any stuff off to the side, like stalls or bins, crates, boxes, window awnings even?
There is.
Okay.
There
Well,
is
just,
boxes that you possibly think you could get up to the roof of some places.
Yeah, Cyril tries to climb over the boxes and navigate the boxes awnings to avoid getting stepped on.
All right.
Do you want me to roll a roll, perhaps?
You make it up to the building to overcome the challenge that is the crowd of people. Do you have the stats for your change shape?
It doesn't say. It just says change shape as a kitsune. You'd gain the change shape ability.
Okay.
It doesn't-
So but you changed your shape into what?
A gray fox.
Okay. Let's say. Does it say what CR level type you could change into at this time?
When I click the change shape icon, it shows me directly what you are in the chat. See in the chat.
All right, let me
It does not see this. Yeah, it doesn't say the CR level from what I can tell by pressing the buttons.
Return your shape to your natural shape or adopt a new shape described by the source action. Okay. Give me a second. You've got Kitsune. What is the rest of the party doing? I need you all to think of how to overcome the crowd.
The fire's only happening in the library. Like, it hasn't spread to, like, alley?
You don't know.
Or-
You're at ground level.
What part? Where are we in right now? Like, how far have we run?
You're and the rest of the party up to here.
Oh, God.
Here-ish is when the crowd has been pretty sparse up to here. Then you immediately see your companion jump onto the roof and start booking it down the roofing area. And you get to this area here, and there's guardsmen and like out of control shit happening here. The crowd is active and busy. I need all of you to figure out a way to overcome passing this crowd, whether it be using a spell, whether it be using a skill. It is decide amongst yourselves. Be creative.
Is there a way for me to just back up, jump into the river, and use my swim speed to get there?
That is creative. Yes, you can.
I assume there's no, like, most people can't swim, right?
Most people don't have a swim speed, but everybody could swim technically.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Trying to see about the... Oh, swim speed. Never mind. I was going to see if I had a scroll of water breathing just in case anyone else wanted to join, but I didn't have a swim speed. They wouldn't be able to actually go through.
What's your Kitsune heritage? That will decide what type of CR level you get.
Celestial Envoy Kitsune?
Okay, so you as a Kitsune could go between your spiritual Kitsune form and your human form.
Okay.
Hold on. And the second form is more likely to be a fox. So you're a human-sized fox creature.
Oh. Okay, that'll make jumping easier.
Yeah, you're kind of fucking terrifying, to be honest.
Yeah.
Here, I'll send you a message to Kitsune stuff.
Thank you. I was also looking at it.
I need to check out your path builder thing that you've
Sure,
sent me.
I can send it to you again. I currently have it open, I think.
Okay, cool. I'm trying to figure out where the hell your change shape archetype is.
Sure stuff.
Strong. Okay. You invoke the celestial privilege reaction. Your alternate form is common, medium humanoid ancestry prevalent, where you grew up typically human, called tailless form. Okay, so you don't have the ability to turn into a fox.
Oh.
Yeah, you technically haven't. You are a fox who has the ability to turn into a human.
Okay. And he just spends most of his time as a human.
Yeah, but right now you've sort of like let yourself open up here, and you're in full like Kitsune like fox mode. I would say, since we don't have like an immediate like this is the brass tacks, and it teaches you. I don't see. For right now, I'll give you a bonus to your movement speed. I don't see anything in here that is giving me what I need for the change shape action. We'll figure that out later. Cool. So, I need an athletics or acrobatics for you to jump from building to building. I need a athletics or acrobatics from Fend to, or excuse me, I'll start using character names. Give me a second. From Glenn to jump into the river and pilot your way fast. It's going to be very low DLC. Who else is overcoming this challenge?
Oh my god. Anyways.
Well, good thing I can't drown, right?
No, you can't. You're just going to be slowed down a little bit. There will be a complication, but you do make it down the river. Frank and Elena Mortimer, you were stuck in the crowd. What do you do?
You said there were kind of like ledges and stuff that were a bit above the crowd.
Yeah, the roof of buildings.
Okay. If there's like a stack of like, well, I guess like, I'm trying to think. Like, something about the size of like, you would say like a balance beam, like a higher up fence or something. But there's something like that in the area.
Not seeing what you're talking about in my mind, but there is like cargo boxes that allow you to sort of like ladder your way up to the top of the buildings if necessary, but otherwise not really like anything like a pogo stick or a pole vault.
No, I'm like balance beam, like the thing that you walk 1 foot at a time across, like in gymnastics. Like a,
yes.
It's basically horizontal, like a fence.
This is an open street. There's not a lot of fences outside of the horse pasture, but that's in the opposite direction.
Okay. Then I'm going to pretty much do something similar to Cyril, where I get up on like the roof or something and like try to move through there.
Okay. I also will accept charisma checks to order the crowd out of your way, such as intimidation. I'll also accept any form of diplomacy to organize people around you to get through the crowd faster. It is not just a physical test, but also it could be a skill test.
Ooh, I'm not good at either of those. Hold on. Let me look at Lumen's skills real quick to see if I can get some help from him.
Frank, what are you doing?
I just tried to slip through the crowd. That'll be a possibility.
You're just trying to brute force your way through the crowd?
Not like push them out the way, just trying to slip through them.
I would say, yeah, you could try.
Okay. No, what?
You need an acrobatics from you.
Acrobatics. Okay. Easy nat 20. No nat 1s here. I'll take it.
All right. With your total of 19, like you come down and like you're slipping in between and you're looking around and you immediately have some like medium-sized humanoid with like long brown hair slam into you with a pail of water, knocking you both over, and you just get covered in a bucket of liquid, and you're getting through the crowd, but you suffer a d6 worth of bludgeoning damage as he made contact with you. You suffer 6 points of damage.
Oh no.
How high would it have to be to just be flawless then?
Sorry?
Like how... Like that had to be a high skill check to go flawlessly. Because I got a 19.
You are very skilled in this. You rolled a 10 for a 19.
Yeah.
Like you made it through the crowd, but the crowd is in a panic. He is wearing armor. He is. That's why it's not a D8. I lowered the damage. So Elena Mortimer, how are you getting through this crowd?
Okay. Okay. I am going to take... So can I have Lumen assist me in checks?
Yes. You could use the assist action.
Okay. Then I am going to do intimidation to try and get through with assistance from Lumen.
I'd also say you could use lore skill hunting, if necessary.
Oh, I do have that.
Yeah.
I think I'll use that because that has a higher on it.
I can't imagine that, like, Elena Mortimer, the one thing that she could think of when she sprints into the middle of the crowd is screaming at everybody. Get the fuck out of my way!
Hey, that's one way to do it.
When you're panicked, you don't know what to do. It would be really funny, though, her just running and going, move!
You dive like a fucking cat and immediately dive over the top of Frank, who is currently prone, and make your way zooming through the streets. All three of you are at a head. Kitsune in the front. You are leading the way, Cyril. I need you to roll me another acrobatics check, as you guys have made it halfway through the city.
Can I do an athletics check?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Oh, I saw that one.
Ooh, very, very close. I would say you guys get to about here.
I wonder, because Cyril is currently a human-sized fox and probably extremely terrifying,
Yeah.
if they get down from the roof and onto street level, would people run away from them?
You would probably get a bonus to intimidation.
Okay.
You have like your foxfires as well, like floating around you and everything. Like it is,
Okay.
you are full like Kitsune.
Okay. I'm gonna do that because I see Frank flopped over, and while Cyril is panicking, they will not abandon their friend. So
You don't see Frank go down. Frank is
Why
long
not?
behind you.
Oh, okay. Well, I still get down to like clear out a path, or in a way, because I
Okay.
noticed that they are not with me, and so
Okay.
yeah, basically making space for them whenever they do get closer to me. So, do I roll for intimidation now, or?
You can roll for intimidation to scare people away from this intersection.
Okay. Is there any modifier that I can add? Or...
I will add a. Roll me a d20.
Do you want me to do it?
Just
with
a raw
intimidation?
d20.
Raw d20.
You get a +1 to your next roll for
Hey,
intimidation.
good to know. So I'll do my best. Oh my goodness, Cyril, buddy.
Whoa.
Cyril is actually not that scary.
You're so scary, in fact, that the guards don't run from you; they stop you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can
So
I
you are now. You could try to. Yeah. Would you like to jump?
I would love to jump.
Okay.
I would
so
love to.
you will be hampered in how fast this is, so everybody else gets to go first.
Yeah.
But you could jump out of the situation soon.
Okay.
Frank, Elena Mortimer, and nowhere to be seen is river-bound Glenn Keelhall. Glenn, you are swimming. You're actually a hell of a lot further than the party. I would say I would put you about here.
Oh, cool.
It seems that you're about to break out into the water itself without really any crazy difficulties. Though, you have been accidentally hooked by a fisherman's pole while going down the river. And that is cut into you. How would you like to deal with this situation as you're being dragged away?
Wait, how big is this pole? It pierced my skin, or
It like hooked you in the mouth.
Wow.
I was gonna say bite the line, but if my mouth is busy. Let's see. I'm sure I have a dagger. Yeah, I'll just use a dagger to cut it.
Okay.
And I'll keep going.
Then you're just gonna suffer some damage and then move on.
Yeah.
All right, you take 2 points of ouchie mouth damage as you cut the line out and continue down your way. Oh, not being really impeded due to your movement speed. Though, give me a athletics check just to see how well this goes.
I mean, in the end, I could have a cool piercing out of this. No ones. No ones.
Oh my!
Oh,
You
come
brought it
on.
into existence.
You
What is-
manifested that.
Okay,
The
I guess
dice are
I got
cursed.
I got
You
hurt.
had 3 nat ones.
Okay, I guess the pain distracted me for a bit, and I just slowed down.
You you dash upon some unexpected coral and rock that sort of immediately ties you up and prevents you from moving for 1 round.
Oh no.
Uh,
Ollie will be mad if I break this coral.
It's more like leftover net caught on. It's not like coral, but like it's like you got caught on a net that was sort of neglected in this sort of river area.
I'm gonna make a mental note that this entire water system needs to be cleaned.
All right. As you think of ways to improve the city, we come back to Frank and Elena Mortimer. Elena Mortimer ahead of them. You come across to Cyril, who is almost being arrested.
Oh gosh. How do things like this happen? Oh gosh. Okay. I am going to try and help Cyril out of this. Let's see, I am going to do diplomacy with assistance from Lumen.
Okay. Is that a +1 or a +2? Is it just a regular assist, or do you have a special action
So I'm
with
assuming I just roll for...
Yeah, with a situation bonus of +1. If he's
Okay,
just a
so I have
regular
a
assist,
+1.
yeah.
Okay. No, I didn't add the modifier to it.
You don't distract the guard. You more or less just confuse the hell out of him as he goes. What? What happened? What's right? And that is what is currently going on. Did I just
Distraction.
You fail to keep Kryl from losing their turn here, and in fact also lose your turn here as we come back to Frank. Frank, it is your turn.
Am I still on the floor?
No, you sort of got bumped into, knocked over, you got up and started running. So what are you doing now?
Alright, so clearly necessarily slipping through the crowd isn't a good idea, so I'm gonna go above the crowd and try to climb building to get over there. Just possible.
All right, sounds good to me. Show me what you got. Climb that building.
Okay, is that athletics?
That's a athletics.
Alright, we win these. No nat ones here. Please, no nat ones here.
With a 23, you just sort of and like fucking take off onto one of the buildings, soaring past the guard, who immediately looks at the bottom of your boot as you fly over his head, and he goes, "What the hell?"
Nice.
You book it down the rooftop. It is now top of the turn order. Cyril,
Yes.
the guard is holding your arm.
Do you mean my leg? Because, currently big fox. Let's see. I'm trying... Cyril, I'm not sure if I want to jump up anymore because Elena's also there, and I do not want her to get arrested. Am I instead if I just, do a fun little leap?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm trained in intimidation, but...
Kill the guard. No.
No, I'm not gonna
Oh my
kill a
God.
guard. Would it be the right line of thinking to assume that they will go after Elena if I do jump up onto the roof again?
There's
Or
so
will
much
they
shit
just-
happening. There's people passing you back and forth. There is people freaking the fuck out. There is monks in robes carrying books that are running out. This is pandemonium. You don't fucking know.
Okay, I have a second question. Can Elena grab onto me so when I jump, she comes with me?
You could certainly try.
Would you like
It
to
would
try
probably
that?
encumber you.
Yeah.
We can if you're willing to take the penalty that'll come with it.
I have 3 hero points, so what do I have to lose? Really? So would I roll athletics?
This is athletics. This is muscle territory.
Okay. I'm gonna re-roll that.
All right.
Re-roll using hero point?
Thank you, Sleepy.
No, mother. I'm gonna use all of my hero points. Can I use another hero point, please? No?
No, you cannot.
What?
No.
Yeah, we can't reroll
Zero's just-
ones or something we already rerolled.
Man.
So
I'm
you
fine by this career.
you immediately go and look at Elena. Elena Mortimer, your friend immediately makes eye contact with this beautiful, fiery, fluffy. What color is your fur?
Like a tan gray, kind of the
so,
same color as their hair in
What
human form.
color is your foxfire?
Probably primarily blue with an orange tint on the edges.
There is orange tinted reflections off of the walls around you with a fiery look inside of their eyes. They stare at you and with this humanoid growl tell you to grab on, and as they turn around and with superhuman strength, they leap and fall onto their face as the guard accidentally almost went with you, and you didn't expect there to be 2 people trying to go on the jump with you. As you leap, you don't go anywhere.
I just like to imagine a cartoonish pancake for Cyril's face as they crash into the ground.
Everybody's
Like
prone.
a really epic.
The guard is
close-up for a
prone.
moment, and then
Cyril
it's
is
like a
prone.
cartoon.
Elena Mortimer is prone. Everybody's on the ground. There was a lot of
Only
energy that
one
went into that.
person- Only one person has made it far in this entire round, and it was.
And he has a fish hook in his mouth.
It,
It's
no,
called a
Glenn
piercing.
got
My
stuck.
choice.
He got
It's called a
stuck too.
piercing.
Frank has taken to the buildings and has run away. So, Elena Mortimer, what are you doing?
Oh gosh. Oh no. Literally anything that involves talking to people is really low for me. I'm
Please.
not social. I have a +2 in society, deception, intimidation, diplomacy. Oh gosh.
You have a +9 in hunting. Do you want to pretend, like, to say, like, hey, like, I'll take care of
trying to-
this
like, I'm
beast
trying to
and, like,
catch
convince
you.
the guards to leave?
I would
boy.
need a deception with possibly a bonus because of your lore hunting, but pretty rough.
That-
Cyril has a diplomacy of +10, but I'm not ratting them out.
I do? I do. Can I help?
Not your turn.
Okay. Oh, wait, I do.
Oh. What is this? Minion, one action. What does this ability do?
Peace is never an option.
Okay. I was looking at what make an impression was, because that's something Lumen can do.
Fantastic. Feel free if you need to come back to your turn, or if you're good to go right now.
Let's come back so that I can look over make an impression.
Glenn.
Make sure I do this right.
My boy Glenn, you are trapped in a net.
Yeah.
You have the floor.
Oh, I think I said I lost a turn and this was the one. Okay. I will cut myself out again.
All right, make an attack.
It would have to be the dagger, right? I don't really see myself using a rat sword. I don't think I'd be able to.
All right, that beats the AC of the net. Go ahead and roll me damage. With a 5, you slice through the net and you are free. You are now careening down the river. I would say you're
If
about...
I ever get to it, I would like to, get up around here, if I can. If I reach that area.
Gotcha. All right. So, you make it down to where the ocean is. You are basically in between the beach and the water itself. You could either get up on the beach or swim further down the area. However, that successfully moves you forward. We're going to go back to Elena. Elena Mortimer.
Okay, so make an impression will not count towards this. So I will use to aid. Okay. Do I want to attempt this? I don't know what else to do in this situation. Let's try this again with help from Lumen. Okay. So
You could
I
just
put like
you could use any one of your skills to try to get out of this.
okay. I don't see how fortune telling would help in this situation.
I'll help you spark some ideas if you'd like.
Please.
You can use stealth. You can use religion to talk about how you are a part of the Dawnflower, and like you're going to go rescue it. You can use a lot of different stuff here. You could use blindness, deafness on him and just blind the guard and run away.
It could be
You
like
know,
pocket
average
hand.
things. Fucking strike fear into the guard. I'll do the religion one. I'm not gonna attack the guard. Alright.
What do you say?
in the panic of the moment, trying to get to the Dawnflower, Elena looks up at the guard and is like, we're just trying to get over to the Dawnflower. As you can see, it's on fire right now. We're just, me and my friend here, we're trying to help. We're trying to get through this crowd. We're doing our best.
That is not a critical success, but it is a success, and the guard lets you go and stands up and goes, "Me too! I'll be right behind you."
Oh my god. Oh, that worked.
All right. That is everybody's go. Cyril.
If I try to like do the thing where like I take Elena with me because the guard is now going that way, is he still gonna try to jump on my back?
Didn't
Like,
work
he-
out
he
the
hasn't
first
gotten
time.
permission.
He got the clue.
Okay, Elena, would you like to try again to do a big leap with me, or am I good to go ahead on my own?
Go ahead, I'll catch up. I don't want to encumber you again.
Okay, Cyril is gonna run ahead.
All right.
I'm going to use athletics.
Mighty athletics.
Yeah, because that is a 13.
Go for it.
Please, please, please. Oh, thank goodness.
That is a mighty athletics, a critical success. You haul ass. You are, I would say, here. You are gone. Building. You overtake Frank. Frank, it is your turn.
Yeah, keep doing what I'm doing. It's working well. I haven't gotten hit by a bucket yet, so.
All right. Building the rooftop to rooftop. Hit me with that athletics.
Easy. There you go.
With a 23, you barely make the skill check to get from the bridge building
You know,
to the building next to Cyril. You are
yeah, we were on a bridge.
just you are next to Cyril now. All right, Elena.
All right. I'm gonna roll hunting again.
All right, roll me hunting lore.
Whoa!
Yes.
Me with my +9.
Whoa, wee. I was dancing on the one for a minute. I was freaking out.
It was. I was like,
All
We
right.
got all the bad rolls out of the way, so now we're only gonna have good rolls from now on, okay?
Okay. Just
That's how it works,
We're-
right?
With a 28,
knock on wood.
you don't critically succeed, but you succeed handsomely, and you get to here. Glenn,
Yes.
what are you doing in the Delta?
More swimming.
More swimming. More swimming is go. You are unimpeded, but roll me athletics to see how well it goes.
Oh, finally.
Amazing. You make it all the way to the beach of the Dawnflower Library. All right, everybody.
Question.
Yeah?
Technically, water can be seen as a loose, unattended object, right?
I'll kill you.
So I can't use telekinetic projectile on some water and just.
I would say you
start throwing
could.
it. Did I
would say you
do
could.
double movement, or like are all my actions spent?
It is no longer your turn.
Okay.
So, Daryl,
Yes.
it is your turn.
Okay. I think I'm gonna keep jumping, but part of me wants to do a perception roll to see if I can notice anything weird going on as I approach the source of the fire. Can
Gotcha.
I do both, or?
You could try.
Okay. I guess I'll roll athletics first.
All right, no
Okay.
horrible mishaps. You successfully get out, and you are on the road to the Dawnflower Library. There is a
Okay.
lot of people here, but you just peel past the crowd. You see, with a perception check, You see the opened door of the Dawnflower Library, and with a 19, you see the potion cellar on the floor on the entrance.
Does he look injured or just unconscious? Which I guess is also a form of injured.
They look injured, possibly. It's hard to see from this distance. This is the potion cellar check. This little angel here. Reference out of the way.
No.
Okay.
No.
I wish I had another action so I could like leap in, you know, grab her and pull her more to safety. However,
Okay.
I don't think I have that.
You see a lot of red around Sunny.
Oh. Oh, that's not good.
Okay, cool. Next in the turn order is Frank.
Alright, how close am I? The screen is so small. Not very close. Can I keep doing what I'm doing?
Yes, you can.
Alrighty, amazing.
There might be small incursions to the rooftops. You know, there might be some damages. With a natural 20, you immediately make it behind Cyril, trying to, like, make sure not to be outgunned because of how fast they are. Elena Mortimer.
I'm pretty far behind. Since I'm running, could I technically use athletics? Or
Yes, you could.
Or would it be hunting? Okay.
The reason
That
why
one's a
lore
little
skills,
higher.
the reason why lower skills exist is to lower the DC.
Oh. Well, then I'm just gonna keep using hunting.
All right, you succeed, and you
Okay.
hunt your way up to here.
I'm coming. Slowly but surely.
All right, Glenn, it is your turn.
Is the fire already like outside of the library? Like,
You see a lot of like the windows bellowing smoke. A lot of the fire seems to be in the stone building.
I will attempt to do the cantrip telekinetic projectile and try to see if I can, you know, douse the flames a little bit or somewhat.
With the
What?
power of water shotgun, like kinetic projectile, you start lobbing gallons of water at the building itself. And you're sort of like not sure what you're doing, honestly, because you're sort of aiming it at a window. You sort of think. You do hear screaming.
Oh, I hope that screaming was there before that. I guess I run towards where the entrance would be after
Right.
that attempt.
Run towards the entrance with Cyril and everyone else. On fire and have salt water. Cyril, it is your turn. You see Sunny covered in red.
I am thinking right now. I just, like, this is also probably like a character for Cyril, but I was just like, okay, so if this is arson, then somebody might be trying to like escape in the crowd. They might be acting a little bit more calmly, and I'm trying to decide, do I actually go into the library to see what's going on and help, or do I try to potentially like run and try to find a perpetrator? Because Glenn has his magic water gun, and can probably help better than Cyril can. And Glenn also has like healing, like also can heal, so he can also help Sunny better than Cyril can. So, and also it might be kind of like incriminating for a gigantic box monster to walk over to the child covered in blood. People might make negative assumptions about that.
They're covered in red. You don't know if it's blood.
Red. Does she like keep a bucket of red paint around, or? Anyways.
Ooh, the potion cellar?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking. If I try to, like, go find a perpetrator, would the rest of you guys be able to handle it? Or should I stay and help?
The arsonist might be
everybody else on the
inside.
team.
You don't know where the arsonist is, if it is at all an arsonist.
I'm just trying to think.
We need input
With
from the rest of the party. Cyril did pose a question.
Yeah.
I'll mostly focus on healing people and try to put out the fire.
Okay.
Help some people.
I'm not there yet.
Okay, Elena, do you want to, like, see if there's anybody acting suspicious?
Elena's
Or-
not there.
Elena is not
I'm not there. You
okay.
can't ask me. You can't ask me
In
anything.
context, Elena does
Yeah, I
have
guess
the water
Yeah.
wand.
I wonder what I should do.
A map representation of the fire. Not really.
That blue building is glowing red.
Elena, draw fire on the building.
Do we have a pen tool?
You can do that.
Okay, so we don't know if there's an arsonist yet. I am tempted to, like, run out and, like, see if I can find anybody suspicious, but is the fire only localized to that little area, or is it, like, across the whole building?
It's mostly inside. So this is the first dome is a very high ceiling, but one roof area. Sorry, one floor area. The center dome is like a three-story building with high roof, and then the next dome is a one-story building.
Okay. Are any of the windows broken?
Some of the windows are blown out. Some of the stained glass is all over the floor. There
And we hear
is.
screaming from inside.
You hear panic. You hear coughing. You see smoke.
Cyril jumps into the building through one of the windows. They trust that Glenn can see Sunny and will check them out to make sure that they're okay, and instead tries to help more directly by once again jumping.
All right, roll me acrobatics to get into the building.
Acrobatics, not athletics.
Sorry, athletics.
You. Please. I'm gonna re-roll that.
So you're 21. You're gonna reroll.
Will it pass if I?
You don't know. I can't give you an answer.
Oh, I'll keep it.
All right, with a 21, you successfully leap through the window. It's a pretty tall window, and you, any lower than a 20, you would have caught some glass, but you deftly Kitsune Fire Flames following you with spiritual energy, dashing through the gray hair of your beautiful body, just fucking disappearing into the building covered in smoke. You arrive, boom, smack down in the middle of the foyer. You see monks running back and forth out of the back to around to get pails of water. You see several people passed out on the ground with smoke. You see books on fire in the library ahead of you. What do you do? Next turn.
Okay. Next turn, okay.
All right. Frank,
Yeah.
your turn.
Alright. I'm just gonna try to get people out of there.
All right, you make your way in and you start hauling people out.
Yep.
All right, roll me in athletics.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. I'm going to say every increment of 10 is, I would say a person. So you have 2 people. You have 1 over each shoulder, and you are hauling 2 people out currently that are passed out from the smoke.
Alright.
Okay. That is how you are contributing. Move you to here. You are in the building. I want to drag you onto the building. Yeah, that works. Okay, cool. I was hoping that the fire didn't like cover his fucking model. Elena Mortimer.
I'm gonna run.
Make your way to the building. Cyril is gone. Frank is coming just out the door with 2 people over his shoulders and throws them onto the beach. There is Sunny covered in red on the inside of this building. You are out of movement speed.
Okay. Suppose there's not really much else I could do right now.
All of this pandemonium, all of you can definitely hear it now. There is the shrill voice of a very young child screaming.
It's not Sunny because Sunny is currently unconscious in front of the thing, right?
Sunny is not unconscious. Glenn,
Oh.
what do you do? It is your turn.
Sunny's inside.
Sunny is in the room by the door.
I pick her up and get her farther away.
You run up to Sunny. He is covered in glass. He is
Wow.
covered in red liquid. You are now
Okay.
next to Sunny.
How would healing someone who's currently impaled work?
Roll me. You don't know what the situation
right.
is.
Medicine check.
We need some medicine checks. We need some perception to go know what the fuck is going on. With a 24 medical check, you recognize immediately that this is glass bottles from the potions that she sells. Meaning the glass and the healing potions are currently sealing glass into her skin.
Ooh.
Oh.
You,
Okay.
you are an expert in medical checks. You think you can perform emergency surgery on this child right now.
Okay, I was gonna go with telekinetic projectile, but sure, let's do that instead.
This is just what you can do. But if you want to use telekinetic projectile to kill the child, go for it.
No, I was
Just
gonna.
put her out of her misery.
I was gonna spontaneously make all the shards like explode out of her body.
Oh,
Does it
oh,
explode?
oh, yeah?
Does it explode?
Oh,
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 you'll shred her to bits.
my god!
Okay,
That
let's go
sounds
to surgery.
worse. Do
Let's
you
go to
have a
surgery.
sedative?
So
Holy
you
fuck.
would either kill her or make her situation worse.
Imagine opening
go with the
all of
surgery.
your wounds all at once as a child.
Okay, Sunny, you're gonna be all right.
Sunny is crying. There is soot on her face. She is crying out of her out of tears. She is screaming, but her throat is so hoarse that it is a shallow gurgle. You see as the potion liquid is still coating over her entire body. She looked like she was pushed over and just shattered all of this material onto her.
Oh, fuck. I did this. Okay,
You already took a medicine check and a movement action this turn.
oh no.
Cyril.
Okay, so there's a lot going on. There's like monks and stuff. Cyril probably knows the monks because, as we know, Cyril basically has lived at the library his entire life.
The clerics and monks that
almost
are
certainly
here?
recognize them.
Oh, yes.
Okay, there are several unconscious people.
Yes, there is.
Yes. Do any of them look like severely injured, or are they like any visible injuries? Or should I roll perception?
I would say there is 3 people in this first room knocked unconscious, and there's still the second room and the third room you have not checked.
Okay. Okay. So is there fire in this room, or is it
Yes.
simply smoke? Okay.
There's fire in this room.
Okay. Cyril wants to check other rooms to make sure. No. Does it seem like there's more fire in other rooms in this room, or?
This room has, like, fire spreading from the room next to you. Like, it has engulfed the door, and it is sort of crawling up both sides of the wall as you speak.
Okay, Cyril's gonna check the other room to see if there's any people, because that room
Alright.
has the more urgent situation.
You will be running past fire. You will be taking some fire damage for getting into the other room.
That is completely fine.
You are in the other room. You can now make me a perception check. And you will take a d6 of damage.
I'm gonna re-roll the perception check. Is that too low?
I can't tell you. I
know,
can't tell you.
I'm asking myself mostly.
You rolled a 9.
Okay.
If you re-roll, there's a 51% chance you'll get something higher. An 18 for a total of a 25. This room is blazing. First floor is on fire. Second floor is on fire. Ground floor is on fire. There is at least, from what you could see in this position, at least 9 people passed out unconscious. There is a mixture of glass, knocked over books. This place is a mess. The stairs are blocked to go upstairs by a pile of burning books. There are people through the back door that goes to, like this way, is open. There's smoke coming out of it right now. There's people running in and just splashing water as best as they can onto the fire that is crawling up the bookshelves.
Okay. Do I have any more actions, or I've already moved? I've already done a skill check, so probably nothing else I can do this turn, right?
I would say you could do one thing. Like, if it's to, like, pick somebody up, you probably can't leave the room with them yet. Or if it was to produce a magical spell that would, like, you know, reduce the flames.
I don't think Cyril has any spells. I have Lay on Hands, Scholarly Recollection, and Sunblade for my spells.
How would you deal with a fire? You can manually firefight. You could take, like, a blanket or like a part of the cloth or some of your sleeping equipment and beat the flames up if you'd like, but it'll be less effective. Damp cloths. You gotta. How would you fight a fire? That is the question right now.
I think Cyril would probably focus on trying to make the most people stay alive. So I'm trying to decide mostly whether or not to stay. Should I stay in Kitsune form and, you know, get better jumps, or should I go back to, you know, the more humanoid form and get the ability to grab 2 people, because 2 arms versus 1 mouth to grab on a Kitsune.
Who do you save? The people or the books?
The people, of course.
All right.
Books. Like.
I'll say, like I did it with Frank, you are allowed to carry as many people as you conquer in the 10s, or athletics. So if you get a 30, you get 3 people. If you get 20s, it's 2 people. If it's 10s, you get 1.
Okay. I will roll athletics. Motherfucker.
You are in a panic. The smoke is getting into your lungs. You're going to suffer another point of damage, another d6. You are currently panicking. You will now be feared 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And around you is people begging for your help. Your fur is singed. You're coughing. Frank.
Yeah. Intrinsic.
All right. Only athletics. Oh!
Oh.
You haul another 2 people out of this room.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We mentioned I can use Summon Undead on Lumen, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. You're getting an extra pair of hands in this?
Yep.
All right.
It is
me
my
what-
plan.
Tell me what you
So,
summon. I'm guessing skeleton?
So for Lumen, the summon that I wanted to use for him was the skeleton soldier,
Okay.
since I can only go up to level 1 summons right now. So basically, Elena sets Lumen down on the ground, and the kind of blue magic she has swirl around her hands and casts a spell over Lumen, causing Lumen to get larger and be able to do more to help.
They take their starling form as a medium-sized creature, the splayed ribcage forming more slightly together to form a breastplate, and their crown like moving around and dazzling, their facial structure becoming more humanoid but still that deep-pitted starling-like stuff. The bones and everything in between, and the sinews that would usually be the muscles to hold it all together. It is this inky black void that holds it together, and you see the pure determination in your companion's eyes as you summon forth their full form.
And so... And I can still command him to do something right now, right?
He has 3 actions, and you have 3 actions.
Alright, I use
Sure.
3 to summon him. So for Lumen, going to have Lumen go into help.
All right.
Let me pull skeleton soldier stats. Oh, hello. Okay, so as a skeleton soldier, it's a +7 to athletics.
All right. Roll me a d20, add 7.
Alright. So that is.
If you're doing it manually, you click the d20 and then go +7 at the end of it.
Oh, wait, no, that's a 12. Okay. I accidentally hit a d12, but I don't know how to undo that.
You right click it.
Right click it. Oh my gosh.
You're doing just fine.
Yeah, I'm just. It's frustrating doing this with the laptop.
Okay. Now roll me your d20.
There's the d12. Okay.
If all of you are feeling anxiety, it feels like you're choking because of how stressful the situation is, it's because it's designed that way. You were supposed to be panicking.
No, that's not how you do that.
Dude, the slash is in the wrong space.
Oh.
Slash first, R
Oh, okay.
space
Slash
d20
R, space d20
plus 7.
+7?
Yeah.
Is there a space with the +7 or no?
No.
Okay. There we go.
All right. That is a total of 15. Lumen runs in, throws somebody over their shoulder, runs out, puts them on the beach with Frank. All right. That is the end of your turn, Elena. Now we come back to Glenn. Sunny,
Okay, I will do surgery.
Sunny has stopped crying. She looks at you with complete trust, but she is still, like, stop screaming, but she is still bawling. Like just producing so many tears.
Since she was pushed onto her cart, that means there's no shards on her back, right?
They're all over her front.
Oh. Okay. I'll caress the non-impaled glass parts of her face and start the surgery.
All right. I need a medical check from you.
Got it.
I need you to extract as much glass as you can. With a 31, you extract all of the glass from her face. And the wounds immediately close up as you are trying to deftly beat the healing potions from closing the skin on her wounds, wrapping the glass on her. You have 1 success out of 5 successes you need to heal Sunny.
Okay. Is that the end of my turn?
That is also a critical success. meaning you succeeded twice out of the 5 times you need to succeed.
Oh,
If
cool.
you fail, you will reduce your successes.
Oh no.
If you fail 6 successes in a row, or at any time, Sunny will die. All right, Cyril.
Yes.
How
Cyril
do you-
is panicking.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to do what I did before. Grab, try to grab as many people as I can and take them to safety. I just noticed like the debuff has given Cyril a -1 to survival, which I think is like fitting lore-wise as to
Yes.
what exactly they're doing right now.
Oh
'Cause
yes.
They ain't thinking about themselves. Okay, so I will roll athletics to try and grab as many people as possible.
All right.
Be a good roll and not a bad. Okay. Okay, so Cyril rolled a 25, so that means that they grabbed 2 people, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They grab 2 people, and it takes a little bit extra time, but you make it out the back, not out to the side where the beach is.
Okay. And Cyril just tries to gently lay them on the ground, and then we'll go back in as soon as they can.
For the visual of this, if you allow me to, you grab them by their shirt with your mouth and you literally toss them onto your back. And you grab the other one by their shirt and you run out.
Yeah.
Okay. You've successfully saved 2 people from the fire. However, the fire is spreading. The fire is now encroached further into the rooms. More books have seared and burned off the walls. The room is getting filled with smoke. This is just the point to where there are guardsmen, there are townsmen who have formed a massive line, or is mostly started to, from the riverbed and are hoiking giant, like, buckets of water into it. They're currently trying to tackle the first room and trying to reduce the fire there. I will roll a d20 for the guards and city's efforts. They completely extinguish the fire that was going to spread into the first room and start bothering Glenn during his surgery. But that has been subsided. The first room is now just smoke up at the ceiling as they go back to start gathering for more water. That is their collective efforts. Frank.
So there's one more person in the room, am I correct?
No. You saw Elena Mortimer's familiar, the size of a dude, run in and just, like, steal somebody.
Alright, so there's 2 other rooms, correct?
Yes.
Right, so room 2 you said had like 4 or 5 people, is that 3?
You don't know how many are in room 2.
That's true. Alright, so can I go in there and like maybe check out?
Yeah, you could run in there and roll me a perception check.
Alrighty. Perception, my eyes never fail me, I have perfect information.
Ooh, with a 28, you see that there is people trapped under the burning pile of books that are on the stairs.
Ouch! Okay. Is that the end of my turn, or can I do some more things?
You could do one thing.
One thing. Okay, so they're under a pile of burning books, you said.
Yes.
Right, can I attempt to put the burning books out?
It'll be it won't be super effective. But I'll take survival. I'll take athletics again to try to beat the flame away. You're just gonna have to figure out how to put out a fire, bud.
Is it possible for me to just like say grab the books and throw them away?
Yeah, you can do that. However, the person who's currently trapped under them is only being crushed by them and not on fire yet. It might set you and them on fire.
Okay, then I'll probably do the other thing. Just try to put them out.
You could still tank the fire damage if you want to and, like, Hulk them out. It is up to you.
Yes, I could try that. I'm guessing that's a mighty roll.
That'll be a pretty high DC. And you'll be suffering damage.
Suffering damage. Which skill is he using?
It's, I just have a DC. I'm waiting for you to give me a skill check.
I did that. Highest thing then, here's hoping. Here's hoping. I'm gonna re-roll that boss, man.
You're gonna re-roll a 20?
That's 20. Yeah, I feel I can get more. I can get more.
All right.
I feel like it. If I don't,
You've lost a hero point.
Rigged.
You do not successfully get this man out. You are digging through the book pile, but you do not reveal them. However, you do take 2d8 fire damage as you are shoving your hands into a burning wood pile.
Well, I tried.
Somebody fucking put this fire out.
Yeah.
Let's see, Elena Mortimer.
So, first thing I'm going to do is equip something. My Wand of Quench I'm going to equip.
A Wand of Quench.
Then I am going to... Okay, that is not on my activity. I am going to go inside and attempt to help Frank put out the fire.
All right. You see
I lack
Frank
the
next
proficiency
to...
use Wand of Quench.
Don't even fucking read that. You have the ability to use wands. Ignore wand rules that are bastards. You make it in. Elena Mortimer, you see Frank, like, currently, like, pulling books out of a pile, and he is on fire.
Okay. Seeing this, I am going to use the Wand of Quench to help try to put out the fire that...
Can you
Frank is-
drop the Wand of Quench into the chat, the spell, please?
Let's see.
Thank you. This baton is about a foot long and contains a single spell. The appearance typically relates to the spell within. Cast a spell once per day. Quench. Quench the ability. Range 120 feet, area a 20-foot burst. You cause the air beneath the area to become saturated in water vapor. Non-magical fires within the area are automatically extinguished. Fire creatures take damage if you succeed against an item, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, cool. First time each round you use the sustain spell, you can move the area vapor anywhere within range, but only the effect when you do so automatically extinguish non-magical fires. Okay, cool. If you use the counter spell reaction, you could use Quench to counter any spell with a fire trait instead of needing to have the triggering fire spell prepared in your repertoire. All right, so Quench, you could probably hit, I'm gonna say, this is a pretty big fucking area. I'm gonna say this is 8 walls, or 8 pizza slices, okay? And you could tackle a pizza slice every time you use Quench.
So the wand has 1 charge.
You could sustain the spell by using an action every turn.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, then I will use Quench this turn to try and help take out the first one where Frank is.
Okay, you take out one of the first 8 pizza slices.
And also, Lumen still gets 3 movements himself, right?
Yeah, he gets whatever he
Alright.
wants. He's a whole other character in this.
Then Lumen will go back in to continue helping getting people out.
All right. Lumen with a 22. Toom, 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 toom. You hear the strange sound of bone on tile running through into the main foyer room where the big dome is, and scoop up 2 people and immediately run out. The Lumen will suffer a d6 of fire damage.
I do believe it has a 5 resistance to fire.
That's fine. So if it rolls max, then he doesn't take any damage. All right, cool. He doesn't take damage from this.
Yeah, that was something I was looking at when I was looking at the skeleton stats.
Amazing. All right. Next on the turn order is Glenn Keelhall. You have 2 successes on saving Sonny's life.
Okay. Oh.
The critical success, another 2 successes.
You'll be fine, Sonny. Don't worry. We're gonna get you lots of ice cream after this. Okay? Sonny?
She just is like, she's crying her eyes out. Her voice is gone, but you see like through all of the blubbering tears and the soot that covers her face is the glistening eyes of a young child who hopes and believes in you. All right. That is successful of 4 successes. It is now Cyril.
Yes.
It is your turn.
So I deposited the 2 people outside and I jumped back in to grab more people. The fire in the first room completely extinguished. The fire in this room is now getting partially extinguished. Is there anybody, like, who is in the most danger?
You don't know?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Okay. I'm trying to decide if I want to go into the... Oh, I'm no longer frightened. Okay. I'm trying to decide if I want to go into the 3rd room and make sure that there's nobody critically injured in there, or if I should just keep on grabbing people.
All right.
Yeah. What can you describe what the 3rd room looks like from my current perspective? Is it completely engulfed in flames?
Entirely engulfed in flames.
Okay, everybody in there is probably fucked. Okay, so Cyril is going to keep on grabbing people and taking them outside to safety.
All right. Holy shit! You successfully... Oh god, hold on, I gotta count again.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You successfully have saved 9 people from this room that are unconscious that you have seen.
Okay.
Why?
Can I do a perception check or out of turns?
Everybody can do perception checks to learn more information about their surroundings.
I will do that then.
I am withholding information.
As you should, as the DM. I
You
might
do not
reroll.
see anything.
I use my hero points freely, and I will use it for this, and I really hope I roll better. I rolled 1 point higher.
Sorry. You don't see anything but the horrific engulfing flames that are burning the precious memories and hours of study that you have had here in this place you used to call home.
Is everything burning, though? Is everything burned, or can Cyril start saving the books now that the people have been saved?
There is wet books. There is burning books. There are charred books. There is screaming.
Where?
You don't see it.
Can I tell a general direction even though I can't see it?
With your 19 in the room.
It's in this room. Okay. I'm gonna assume that my turn is over. But...
The library itself isn't multiple floors in the traditional sense, where it's just a straight floor, and that's it. This is actually, from the bottom floor, you could see the third floor. It is a massive rows of books that climb the side of the building that goes all the way up. And in the middle is several different platforms of very large circular iron and metal platforms that people have like other bookshelves on, and as well as like ladders to access the bookshelves that are on the massive walls. And so you could hear possibly screaming above you.
Above me. Okay, I'm gonna keep that. I think I'm out of movement, so I'm gonna keep that in mind for my next turn.
All right. Next on the turn order is Frank.
All right. How's the burning book guys doing?
He is fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A scale of 1 to 10, how much?
Well, if you'd like to know, roll me a medicine check.
Oh, yeah, I do have. Okay.
He is unconscious and dying.
That's not very good. So, could I, like, try to pick him up, or...
With your natural 20 on fucking medicine, I'd say that if you have a healer's toolkit, you can stabilize him.
I think I do.
You do have healer's tools.
I think I do. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do that. No idea I had those.
That natural 20 is insane. Yeah, you absolutely save his life. I was gonna be like, yeah, but you're gonna have to fork up a healing potion. Fuck you, natural 20. Anyways, moving on from Frank absolutely saving this guy, you've got some movement left, buddy.
Yeah. So, room 2, correct?
You're in this. You're on the first. You're on the ground floor of the center building.
All right. See the flip. I'm blinking right now. What's the? Just completely forgot about everything I know. So how many? I'm guessing.
This main room has 3 floors: the ground floor, the first floor, and the second floor.
But it's the first floor. How many people are I probably don't know.
You don't know. You haven't gotten up to it yet.
Alright, can I go up there then? Take that
Yes.
shit. He's out of the building, right? Or is he still in here?
You got the guy with a natural 20 on medicine check that you almost cooked alive because you pulled him out of a burning pile of books before they were out. You have saved his life. You run back inside and you make it up to the steps that go up to the first floor.
So they blocked.
It is not blocked. No.
Okay, so.
But you were only as far as the first, like going up the stairs. It is someone else's turn.
Okay.
Because it took some time to heal that guy.
He did, yeah, he was under. So.
Elena Mortimer.
Alright, so I am going to use one action to sustain Quench and take out another 2 of fire in the room.
All right. You have solved 2 out of 8 pie puzzles. Yummy.
I'm getting there.
Yes.
1/4.
And I am also going to...
I'll take your money. You can give me hero points for money. Whether I'll use them for evil or not is up to me. I'm listening.
Not get hero point. All right. I'm going to use a perception check to see if I can just locate, possibly, if I can hear where anyone else could be to direct Lumen in that direction, or see if there's anybody else in the room I'm in.
There's a third room that is sort of unscouted, that is burning up pretty badly. Your next, you could choose to choose that section of the pie crust, but otherwise, you are just sort of sweeping around. And I will have now gotten 1 hero point for the city of Otari to take their turn here in a second.
What?
Perception check with a 23. You notice that there is, on the second floor, like maybe another group of people that is up there. You can't see from down here. As much as I want to reward you for a really good perception check, you are not in the right place to see what shit is right now. You hear shit happening all around you, yeah.
Would I know if the bottom floor is pretty much empty, or...
For the 23, you don't see anybody else on the bottom floor that you immediately need to rescue. That's you are guaranteeing your friends that people are gone from this first floor. Now,
Okay.
I think I have... I have 2 goes with the city that I haven't done yet, that I've forgotten. Because the city's not on the fucking...
Turn order.
Yeah.
Um,
Give me 1 second. Roll me initiative, sir. Alright, perfect. I'll make up for its last missed action, and it is going to attempt to reduce the fire in the building. They are going to roll a d20. They do not succeed, but they do help maintain the level of the flames currently. They don't put any out, but they don't cause it to spread. And then they will go again after Glenn's turn. Go, Glenn. It is your turn.
Okay. We're almost through the Sunny, don't worry.
Are you happy with a 17?
Say yes. I'll go with 1 more. With the hero point, I mean.
You go with a hero point? All right.
Yeah. I'm happy.
All right. You have successfully pulled the last bit of glass out of Sunny, preventing her from permanently being just like horrifically traumatized for the rest of her life. She immediately falls unconscious.
Okay.
Yeah, as in, like, she was sustaining herself for just so long, and now she's out. The pain, is overwhelming, but you have saved her, and she is now unconscious in a room that has smoke towards the ceiling, but not immediately danger.
Yeah, I pick her up, and if I can, I pick her up and leave.
Okay. You will now leave. And that is fine. That is the end of your turn. As the city of Otari makes their efforts to reduce the fire, they will roll a d20. With a 17, they reduce a pie crust of the fire. Elena, you are now 3 pie crusts done. All right. Cyril.
Okay, so which area would have the most important documents in the library? Would it have been like the room that has the most fire?
It would be the room that has the most fire that has sensitive documentation.
Interesting.
You
That
also
points
know
to arson for me, but
you also know that there is a lot of important documents taller on like the higher parts of the stacks. Like the 3rd floor is usually the restricted area.
okay. I'm gonna go up there because I heard some screaming and there's nobody left on this floor, so I go up. Not only for the screaming, but also, so the fire, did it start from a lower floor and now it's going up? How does the third... Let me roll a perception check instead of interrogating you. Let me roll a perception check and then interrogate you. Please get a good roll, mother...
Mother?
I can't just keep on saying motherfucker every time I get it back.
You can. You can, and it is allowed.
Curses. If
Motherfucker
anybody has any suggestions for curse words, please put them in the chat.
Motherfucker
I'm
is a
using
free
a hero
action.
point because, okay, dude.
But you
2
can make it
points
up there.
higher.
You can make it up there. What floor are you going to?
I'm going to the 3rd floor. That's for perception. Can I roll an athletics check?
You don't need an
not yet.
athletics check to get up there. However, you see that a lot of the third or the first floor sort of guardrails have warped and broken from heavy impacts. You see the floor above that, large bookshelf has crashed and fallen through down to the area below, just splaying books across the center of the area. And there is somebody currently impaled with a spike of wrought iron through their chest as you go up to the stairs to go to the 3rd floor.
I have a +0 to medicine, and I'm typically spear through chest is deadly, according to Cyril's non-expert opinion. So they wince and they keep on going because there's nothing they can do to help. There are people who can help better who are hopefully coming up after them.
All
They're
right,
simply going to trust their friends.
You make your way up to the 3rd floor and going to need a perception check on your next turn. All right.
I would also like to say for the record, Saul gave me another hero point. Let me roll another perception check. No, actually, okay. I was about to say let me hope for a bad roll to see if that works, and it did. So, I rolled a 24.
That'll be on your next turn.
Oh.
Perception check. We'll get to that. It's okay.
I heard the words roll perception check, and
you were like, fuck yeah, let's go.
I'm
All
ready.
right.
Can I keep this roll for next turn?
I said yes. I agree to this.
Thank you.
All right. Frank, it is your turn.
All right, so stairs, 2nd floor, right?
Yeah, you're on the 1st floor off of the ground.
Yeah. So I'm off the ground now, off the ground.
Yeah, there's ground floor and there's 1st floor. You're on the 1st floor.
Alright, on the 1st floor. Okay, can I do a scan see if anyone's still here just in case?
You see the metal rod guy just screaming.
Yeah, he ain't looking the best. I'll be real. I didn't even say I don't have that much high for medical roll. I don't think I can do much there.
Are we all just gonna go past this guy who's like screaming and
we can
pale
just-
and
You
be like, oh, I don't
have-
think I can do that, and just walk on by?
You have potions of healing. You have strength to rip the rebar out.
I think he'll be long before I put that potion of healing out.
He's making eye contact with you, screaming.
Okay, fine, I guess. Yeah, keep screaming, gosh, it's not that big.
Oh my.
Otari's heroes, everybody.
Elena,
It's
did you
not
forget
the character.
somebody's turn?
No, you just pressed over his turn.
Okay, that's fine. You've got to put your fucking foot down. You don't mean I don't crash over shit, Elena. We'll come back to Frank in a second. I'll get your turn in first with Lumen.
The plan was Elena directs Lumen to go upstairs and help upstairs, so when this is happening, Lumen should be up there.
Awesome. Lumen could be already cradling the guy to lift him off the rebar if you want.
Yep. Sounds
Awesome.
good.
Frank, you come across Lumen trying to lift this guy to no success. Do you assist Lumen?
Yeah, I will.
All right, roll me athletics check, both of you.
Alright, we win these, we take these.
19. Lumen carrying all of the weight of this guy off of the rebar, showing you up entirely. He is now bleeding out of his chest.
Let's go, Lumen.
Hello.
Hello!
I'm tired. I came home. I made kimchi fried rice.
As we come to this exciting event upon where all of our players are currently involved with the putting out of the fire of this area, the constant moving and shuffling of the chaotic room that we're currently in. It is officially the 2-hour mark where we're going to go on break. We'll be right back, everybody, with more Pathfinder 2nd Edition and see how our heroes make it out of this one. Be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to the After the Break show, where we continue where we last left off on Home Team Pathfinder.
Woo!
Very much will. A frog wetly dripped out of the river onto the bank and into the scene. Welcome, everybody. Cornelius has arrived.
Cornelius will save everybody.
No,
Cornelius
Yay!
will save as
oh,
much
wait,
as
wait.
they want
Cornelius
to.
is Cornelius is not Waluigi. Sorry, wrong game.
You hit us with a way. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. We shall continue. On the initiative order, where we last left off, beans. Who did we last leave off with?
Lumen took their turn that they missed last time.
Right, and then Frank lifted the guy off the rebar who's bleeding out. It was
A
Frank,
little bit.
right?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, then it is Elena's turn. Elena and Lumen.
All right. So I am going to continue to sustain quench, which will take out half of the room. Now half of the room is out, or half of the 8th. I'm not sure what else Elena can really do from her current position. So Lumen, who is holding the guy, will have him bring him down to Elena to get a healing potion from Elena.
Huge plays from Elena.
So,
Boom. Go ahead and use a healing potion on him.
Yep. So Lumen will take that and heal that guy for 12 damage.
Health points.
Oh, 12
Nice.
health.
The wound seals successfully, and you have saved Rebar Man's life. That is the end of your turn.
Yep.
Congratulations. Glenn Gilhall. Sunny is now passed out. There is multiple people of the city sort of surrounding the people who are currently knocked out and left out onto the beach and sand, in the dirt. So do you think that Sunny, if you leave her here, she'll be okay? What do you do?
In the shore.
Okay, what do you do now?
I check the unattended people who are passed out to see if they need healing or if they're close to dying. If I could use healing or just a regular medicine check to heal them because it's not that great. But I'll go with the ones that I think are the worst.
All right, go ahead and use me medicine check.
Got it.
With your medicine check, as sort of like a perception, you go over and you check the vitals, everybody, really, really quickly, of the people you've saved on this side, and none of them, most of them seem to be knocked out from smoke inhalation, or fainting. A lot of these people are okay. You're pretty damn sure about it.
Okay.
Okay. But that takes some time to do, and that is the end of your turn. Cornelius, you arrive on the scene. You're at the beach. You see pandemonium as the hit city of Otari is hauling buckets of water and trying to put out the fire that is in the library. The first circle, like the first dome, is completely put out. Elena, can you erase the flames on just the first dome?
I will figure out how to do that.
It might just erase the whole fire, maybe not. Cornelius, the second room has flames still sort of leaping up it. At least that's what people will tell you if you walk into the room. What do you do?
1 second, I'm trying to look at my inventory.
You could also give me a perception check to just sort of see what's going on in this area.
How many actions would it take to fill up my water skin and then run in?
This isn't like directly 3-action system. This is sort of like a narrative action system.
Okay, then I fill up my water skin and run in.
All right, cool. You run in and you start helping with the fire in the second room. Go ahead and roll me a skill check. I just have a DC. I don't know what kind of skill you'd like to use for this to help put out the fire. Because you are using one of your resources, which is a water skin, the DC is lowered.
I don't know. I have athletics, survival. Which one? Nature? Which one sounds good to you?
So you choose it, and this is what skill you would like to apply to help put out the fire.
Either acrobatics or survival.
Okay.
Acrobatics is higher. Let's do acrobatics.
All right. All right. With a critical success on your acrobatics, it helps keep you safe from the fire as you help put it out with your water skin. So you have helped reduce the flame by not a whole pie chunk, but half of a pie chunk. Elena, keep track of that.
Keep running in and out of it.
Yes. However, that is your turn. It is now the city of Otari's turn, and they will assist in trying to put out the fire. They fail helping putting out the fire. You do not get a full pie chunk on this turn, Elena. Cornelius, I'm going to give you 2 options. You can either reduce the burning into the third room so people don't take damage when they go into it, or half a pie chunk on the current progress of turning off the fire in the center room. For instance, what I mean by that is currently the main fire room, the way we're doing it, is that it is currently 8 chunks, and Elena has done 4 of them. I call each chunk a whole pie chunk, so you could do half of a whole pie chunk is worth of efforts to put out the fire, which is still huge. Awesome.
Sure.
Let us continue onward with the city is finished. Cyril.
I thought Glenn went before me.
Sorry?
Doesn't Glenn go before me in return order, or?
It's Cyril, Frank,
No.
Elena, Glenn, Cornelius, City.
Okay. Okay. So, Cyril, I believe that he had climbed onto the 3rd floor at the end of his turn, and I rolled a 24 perception to see what it was on the 3rd floor, but I couldn't use it because it, my turn was over. So, what do I see on the 3rd floor?
You see not a whole lot. How high was your perception?
It was a 24.
You see sort of like scattered amongst the bookshelves, there seemed to have been like some sort of failure with the heat of the area that caused part of this 3rd floor to collapse. Outside of saving Rebar Guy, you don't see anybody else up here in the sort of higher restricted area. It is like not forbidden, it's just restricted. It's sensitive, or like a little bit higher class books up here.
Okay.
They're not all on fire. Most of it is sort of, you know.
Okay, so it's not on fire. I'm trying to decide. Part of me thinks that they'll be able to put out the fire before it reaches up here. And if that's the case, I'm gonna go into the third room and then like see if or what I can do over there.
All right.
Because nobody's investigated that yet. Okay, I think that's what I'm gonna do. What would you like for me to roll? Athletics or?
Remember, you choose the skill. I just have DCs.
Okay, I will do athletics then.
All right. You use your athletics to move over into the next room, deftly, critically succeeding to avoid all damage. You do not singe your fur as you sprint in to see the third area. This room is engulfed. It is healing up into the ceiling and burning up most of the stacks of the books. You know that this room is also has several smaller chambers for different prayer rooms for different gods. There's a shrine to Gazra in here. There's multiple different shrines in this area. But in the way this is, it's essentially like, not necessarily, there is sort of like a first floor situation happening here. It's like, but it's more like open air, so it's still kind of one room. It's more like, it's more like these alcoves are dedicated to their individual gods, and then up on top of the alcoves, that is like this sort of pathway that has more books and stuff, so on and so forth. So you could check out the individual alcoves. You could see the different shrines if you need to, see if there's anybody praying at the time, to see if anybody's passed out. You could jump up to the second floor to see if you could put out some of the fire that's in there.
I think...
First and foremost,
though, I
though,
only have one action left, so I can only do one of those things.
You could roll me a perception check, too.
I will do that. That was quite a roll, it just flopped.
All right, so with a 15, you see people knocked out in some of these alcoves. But it doesn't seem like they're knocked out from, like, the normal inhalation of smoke. You see stab wounds in several people in this room.
Oh. Putting out the fire is top priority then, because it is now a crime scene. And you should not tamper with evidence in a crime scene. Okay, so I will try putting out the fire.
Of course. What skill would you like to use to help put out the fire?
Athletics is my highest skill, so I'm tempted to just keep on going with athletics. But I'm trying to think of how that would look.
Doing backflips off of fire doesn't really put it out.
It really doesn't. I'm thinking...
But if you backflip hard enough, maybe you could turn into a fan? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what happens when I get a crit success. So, does change shape take a turn?
Kind of. I would say
kind of?
half of a turn.
Okay.
I'd say I'd allow you to change shape at the end of this, since you've already done a bunch of movement.
Yeah, I was thinking if I change shape, I can start using... So Cyril has a little cape. Wool is fireproof. You know, like how you use wool blankets for fire blankets?
Oh, perfect.
So I was going to change shape and like try to smother what fire I can that way.
All right.
Using the cape.
Then it is the end of your turn. We'll come back to you.
Okay.
Cool. Next on the turn order is Frank.
But no one's enforced for that first floor now, right? Spear guys.
From what you think, there's probably no more in center room.
Okay, cool. But can I go to the second floor now?
Yeah. Second floor, you saw Cyril sprint off of it, like deftly jump down and go into the third room. Like they didn't seem to be carrying anybody.
Right, then I guess I'll go to the second and scan the room, see if there's anyone still.
Roll me a perception check.
Yes. Okay.
With a 28, you see a strange thing sort of pushed into one of the bookshelves, that seems out of place. That is like a black, like sort of weird boxy bag thing. Looks like a bag that has been pressed into like a box of some kind.
That seems important. Can I get that?
Yes.
Can I get that?
It's a little. Roll me an. Roll me a knowledge check to figure out what this is. Can you give me an Arcana check?
I'm very good at these. This will go good. Alright, well.
You do not identify the alchemist fire as you pull it out from in between the bookshelves and immediately set it off and catch yourself and everything else around you on fire.
How about, do you think I can do a hero point?
He does have 2 now.
I do have 2 now.
You could. I've already told you this is the result of your 5, but I didn't give you time for hero points, so sure. I will allow a roll.
Hey, thank you, Soul, for reminding me you saved me. I'm definitely gonna get a much better roll out of this. I mean, it's...
With a 13, that is a success. You recognize this as an alchemist fire. Before pulling it out, you hear what almost sets in like a click. Like you give it a little tug, but you hear like what feels like a spring about to snap, but then you release the pressure and it clicks back into place.
Alright, good. I'm not gonna touch that anymore. And I hope no one touches that. Can I put like something there that says do not touch?
Now that you know what it is, you could make an attempt to safely extract it or do something else with it. But that'll have to be on a different turn, I think. Elena Mortimer.
All right, so I am going to continue to sustain quench.
Okay.
So assuming that puts us at 5.5 of 8 slices now.
Correct.
And I'm assuming I still have to stay in the same general area as where I'm casting. So
You could obviously move and cast. The issue is that the area you want to reduce the fire in is in the room you're in.
yeah, so there's not too much, and I did a perception check, and there wasn't much I could gain because I'm in this room. So that's about all Elena can continue to do. Lumen will take the guy who now no longer has a hole in his chest outside with the others that have been rescued before going back in to continue to scout around for other survivors.
All right, and that's what Lumen's doing?
Yes.
All right, Lumen is making its way to the third room now?
Yes.
Okay. You have successfully saved everybody that you think is in this structure. Those of you who have passed out or befell an injury. Glenn Keelhall.
I leave the shores and I enter like the first circle.
Copy. You're in the first circle.
Am I still close? I'm still close to the water, right? Like less than 30 feet.
We could sort of figure that out. No.
Oh shit.
No.
How do I get rid of that?
I got you.
Okay, thank you. I will help with pouring out the water with if there are any buckets and stuff.
Yeah. You could source your own buckets. You're fast enough to like grab some and move in. What skill check would you like to use to help assist removing the fire?
Would athletics be good? I'll try athletics.
All right.
Oh, that's 7.
the higher the athletics, the bigger the bucket. This one's a pretty middling-sized bucket, but you help succeed in reducing a half of a pip. So that is now a total of 6.
Nice.
Quarters.
All right. It is now Cornelius.
Yes.
Cornelius, fight on. What do you do?
I'm still trying to get the fire to go down.
All right. Roll me athletics or whatever skill you'd like to use. Athletics is just a repeat action.
It was... Okay, 1 second.
Oh, you said acrobatics last time. My bad. Choose. Feel free to. You have a hero point if you'd like to reroll.
Okay.
Whoa! You grab a way bigger bucket than Glenn does. You've got a water skin in one hand and a big ass bucket in the other, and you definitely help remove an entire pip from the total of the fire of the center room. Okay. Elena?
Oh, right. So that is 7 of 8 now?
Yes. It is now the city of Otari's turn to help put out the fire. They successfully help put out half a pip. The fire is almost out. Elena, the smoke of the room is dying down. Cyril, it is your turn.
Okay. So, with my last perception check, did it look like anybody was alive, or were they all stabbed?
What was your total?
Let me roll. Let me double check. It was a 15. That's not good. Can I roll again?
You could roll that, or you could roll medicine, or you
my
could
medicine
roll.
is +0.
All right.
Okay, so... Oh, that's bad. Cyril notices even last time.
You suffer fire damage. You will be feared 1, and
Okay.
you don't know what the fuck is going on.
Okay. I'm gonna continue to try and put out the fire with the wool cape.
All right.
I'm gonna try to put out the fire where it looks like the most, like, where it looks like where it started to happen, like where the most, like if there's any spot where it looks like, hey, this is where the person started this, where they started killing people, maybe like try to start there.
Okay.
And that's what I'm gonna use for the rest of my turn to try and put out the fire here.
All right. Feel free to give me a check.
Can I use athletics to smack the fire with a cape?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You successfully reduced some fire in this room. It's not
Okay.
all gone, but you have reduced it.
Okay.
All right. Frank. Hi, good sir, Frank.
Oh, I got really lucky. Hello. Hi.
Soulsun would like to request that Fend and Winter stay high in the Twitch chat so people come at you to give hero points.
Okay. I have to find text thing.
What's the Frankerton doing?
Alright, so you said I could possibly defuse it, do something different.
You could attempt to defuse it if you'd like. You could also wait for someone to help defuse it. You could also move on
random person might say, "Ooh, bad," and then
Okay.
explode.
So you're not gonna like this. Usually when you disarm traps, you need thievery checks.
Ouch. I don't really got that on me. That thing on me. Okay, I'm just do not touch the red arrow and circle.
There is a little sign that currently says out of order. You can just sort of hang on the bottle if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, cool. All right. You now have your full turn still.
And no one's there. Alright, so third floor is the big bad floor, correct?
Yes.
I'll go help Cereal? Is it Cereal?
Yeah, you're gonna go to where Surreal is.
I'll go there. Yeah, try.
This room is pandemonium. You see Surreal is desperately trying to reduce the fire in the room, but it is still scalding. It is hard to breathe in here. So much so, since this is the start of where the fire is, you and everybody on their subsequent turns until the fire is reduced will take damage from smoke inhalation and flames licking off of your body. So you, Frank, go ahead and take 3 damage for me.
Appreciate it. That's cool.
There is bodies on the floor. There is some bodies that have stab wounds that you see. At least, Cyril, it's a free action to talk. You could tell him upon arrival.
Yeah, when I see Frank, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, don't touch the bodies. They were stabbed. We need to preserve as much as this room as possible."
I see. Very well done. And I tried to put out fires.
Sure.
Yeah.
You still, as you sort of move to put out fires, you step on a pool of blood that is still pooling.
Awesome. That's cool. Wait. Check if wherever that blood pool pools blood, if that person.
You could roll me a medical check to sort of check the people in this room to see whether or not they're deceased or not. They are all dead, maybe.
Alright, they're not. Some of them are.
I'm not giving you a de facto hard RP. You know that for a fact they're dead, but it's a dead maybe.
It's a dead maybe. Just, I guess maybe. Wait, so can I still do something? Or...
Uh huh.
Alright, so I can move this. So I'm gonna do a medical check again.
What you could do is you could either tend wounds to a person or you could drop a potion on them. But any more else is sort of outside of your character's knowledge because you don't really know.
Yeah, I guess I could just. How many people in there? Just dead or not dead or maybe dead? How many people?
You don't know?
I don't know. See yourself. I don't know. Serial tell me. Yeah, please. How many people are in here?
Oh, what you can see right now, there's at least 4 people.
4 people. Alright, I got 2 potions, so I got a 50-50 chance. Alright. I mean, I can give them really good vision as well. I have red blood. Alright, I'm just gonna throw both of my healing potions on. Random 2 of them, just 2 of them.
All right. Go ahead and use those potions.
Don't use it on me. Okay, use it on. Okay.
No, it's fine. Go ahead and use the other one.
Right, just use it. There we go.
Both of these people immediately suck for air.
Hey,
Oh.
that's. Alright, good. I'm gonna get him out of here ASAP.
All right. That'll be on your next turn because you are out of actions.
Yeah, I just see.
All right. Elena Mortimer.
Right, and I'm going to sustain quench one more time, successfully putting out the fire in this area.
Yes, you completely put out the fire.
Yep, the fire is now out, at least for this 8 slices. And now that I can leave this room, I will go. Stay.
Sorry, Elena. Something's breaking up. What?
Oh,
Maybe that could
sorry. Elena went upstairs and did a perception check upstairs on the second floor.
There is a sign hanging off of a bottle.
Okay.
It's more like a black square baggy thing.
So, do I still have a turn, or would I have to wait till next turn to do it?
You still have a turn. Here's the thing, though. Frank, you had the narrative ability to say to Dork as you went down that there was a firebomb up there. However, you didn't do it in real RP. However, if you roll me a d4 and on a 1 and 2, you told Elena, outside of you actually not doing the RPs.
I forgot. Oh, golly. So D4. You know what? We win these. We win these. We do not win these.
got this.
You did not tell Elena
Say I have a hero.
that there was a firebomb. No. This was a coin
I
flip,
don't
bro.
know that there's a
Let's say I
firebomb.
have 5 down. 5 Christmas.
That doesn't mean Elena could figure it out themselves, but it is a suspicious item with a sign hanging over it.
Suspicious.
That's a firebomb. Elena knows that that's a firebomb. Whoa!
See?
With a critical 20, I would
heard
say...
you say that right as I was clicking hero.
Okay, well, with your natural 20,
Clearly know it's a firebomb.
you know for a fact how to remove the fire part of the bomb to render it inert without activating the trap. Like interacting with the bottle. You're not disarming the trap by any means, because it'll still set it off, quote unquote, but you know how to make the fire part of the bottle inert,
Okay.
meaning it'll just be liquid breaking.
Alright.
Could have a free Molotov. Think about that. Who cares if it's like evidence? Like we can just say that free Molotov.
So, if I can do that now, I'll do that now. If not, I'll wait till next turn to do that.
You can do that now.
Okay, then I will do that now.
Okay, you successfully sort of like, you have some like spell components and you make the chemicals inside of the device, sort of like reduce its, like chemical reaction upon being exposed to fire or to air. But like fucking insane low style. Like you quickly uncap it and then just shove like the powder into it and then cap it again before it got too exposed. And you're like
love
praying, fucking praying, and then you mix it around a little bit, and then you pluck it out of the device if you want to, or do you want to leave it in and have it inert?
Considering it's inert, I'll just leave it for now, because even if someone does come along and pull it, it shouldn't either
Okay.
do much or anything.
All right, cool.
For now, I'll leave that. And
What? Yeah, that is the
Lumen,
yes. What is Lumen doing?
so Lumen's in the room with Cyril and Frank. So I will have Lumen go over to check the other bodies that Frank hasn't checked to see if they are.
It is hard to see in this room. Lumen will
Alive or not?
suffer. Lumen will suffer a d6 of damage. Lumen takes 1 point of damage from the fire damage.
Oop. So that is 1 damage.
Yeah, because it's got resistant 5, right? Work. Do you work? Hello? to be having call connection errors with Dork.
It is. It's when I leave Discord, it cuts my mic out for some reason, so I can't have the game open while I'm talking.
That's so
But
tragic.
yes, yeah, it is. Five. It is 5 resistance, so he takes 1 point.
Okay, and that's fine. Now, Lumen knows that 2 of the people in this room are alive but haven't been pulled out. And the other 2 are unconscious and you need to make a medical check to check on them.
Okay. I don't think Lumen has any pluses to medical checks, so that would just be a flat check.
You could also haul the other 2 out of there if you'd like.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Have Lumen hold.
All right. Another 2 people saved. Yeah, called it. All right, Glen Keel Hall.
Okay, so these 2 are there's no water, there's no fire.
Yes.
What about this 3rd sphere?
This 3rd sphere is you see smoke billowing out from it from that location, and you know your friends went that direction. You don't have a lot of information.
I'll go towards it.
It's on fire.
Grab a bucket.
All right.
Right.
What skill would you like to use to reduce the fire? A critical success. You run up, and as if, like, Gazara's shrine reacts to you being in the room, and you, like, summon a massive globule of water and slam it into the wall. Like, as in, like, you went to go, like, do the upward heaval, like, shovel the bucket into the wall, but, like, way more water came out of the bucket than it is fucking physically possible to be holding. And it just splatters across, like, 3/8 of it, and just immediately, like, pinches the fire out of existence, reducing the dice for being in this room. However, you do take a D4 while in this room. Glyn, take 3 fire damage. Alright, that is the end of your turn.
Bless you, Gosray.
Cornelius.
Yes.
It is your turn. What would you like to do?
This was just only helping put out the fire.
Okay. Would you like to put out the fire more?
You said 3 out of 8, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Fire.
Whoa! Huge success from Cornelius. Cornelius comes up and douses lots of the flame, reducing the dice even further. This room is mostly just cinders and smoke. The danger of being in the room has vanished, and there is people on the floor in this room, and some of the books still on fire. It is the city of Otari's turn. I'm going to use the city of Otari's hero point that was given to chat by chat. Thank you, chat, to re-roll that. For a 17, with the last final push from all of the citizens, they helped reduce the danger entirely from this room. The flames have gone out. There's still smoke. There are still people on the ground. Cyril, it is your turn.
Okay, so there's smoke, there's people on the ground. Cyril saw Frank do... Are the books still burning, or were those put out as well?
They're all put out.
Okay. So, I'm going to start with a perception check to make sure that there's nothing like shady in the room. 22.
Of the 22, now that most of everything's put out, you find like glass, and like sort of what smells like melted plastic, and like a box sort of pushed into some of the immensely charred book area. It's almost impossible to see unless it was for your 22.
Okay, is there anything missing that should be there?
There's a lot of books that have turned to ash.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to check one of the people who Frank did not get. Willing living creature, and I will try to use lay on hands.
Okay.
Healing?
Just does 18 healing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You, if it wasn't for the amount of healing that you did, save someone's life. They were stabbed and almost burnt entirely away, and they barely come back on the cusp. You see that they have really, really bad third-degree burns across their arm and their leg. Their right legs seem to be almost melted away entirely, but you've brought them back. And like the healing holy light of Serenade that flows through you helps them reconstitute some of the horrific burns back into very, very, very just like red and first-degree burnt legs.
Okay. Do I still have an action? Or...
You do not.
Okay.
You have one interaction with helping somebody else. Yes.
Okay. I was. Can I help the one other person who hasn't been checked on?
Yeah, if you'd like.
Okay, I'm gonna use lay on hands again.
Okay. It just does 18 healing. You save these people's lives.
Okay.
However, now that the fire has gone down and like a lot of the alcoves to the shrines have been revealed, there is at least a pile of 5 bodies of people trapped and died from the inhalation of smoke, or at least you think they're dead, as they're all sort of piled onto each other in robes.
Okay. I'm out of action, so I cannot check on them.
Okay.
Okay.
Frank.
Okay, so we only have 2 people besides all the people in robes still here, correct? 2 people.
Yes.
Okay, are both of them alive or breathing?
They're breathing now.
Alright, cool. Like a quick, look over a glance or at the robed people, the 5 people.
Yep.
Alright.
You hear, you sort of roll me for a medicine check.
Okay, very limited.
With a 21, you successfully denote that several of these people are dead, or have just recently passed. However, at the very bottom of this pile is a group of 3 small children that are still alive.
Ooh. I'm gonna say to Cyril?
Yep.
I'm gonna say, hey, we got 3 children here alive.
Okay, Cyril perks up, however, they cannot currently move because they are out of actions, and they will prepare to smack the children with lay on hands when
you
next
have
available.
You have successfully peeled the bodies off of them, so they are sort of exposed. Elena, it is your turn.
All right. Since I finished with the explosive upstairs, I will come back downstairs. The rest of.
Okay.
So, assuming I can, so The children are in one alcove. Is there another alcove that still has bodies in it?
There's alcoves that have like single digits to double digits. Some of them look like they were in a scuffle of some kind. Some of them look like they're trying to protect each other. You don't know if they're alive or dead.
Okay. I am going to go to one that has multiple people in it and do a medicine check to see if anybody's alive.
All right, go ahead and roll me a medicine check. That is not the music I'm looking for. All right. With an 18, you know that these people have succumbed to horrific burning. And you don't, as you sort of, time slows down and the immediate emergency of the situation sort of peters out, and you all could start almost to begin to breathe again if it wasn't for the aftermath that sort of follows, the choking of smoke still being oppressive, but slowly dying away. You are all no longer in initiative.
There's still a lot of people around us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just cast a, what's it called? A healing spell, but like the 3-action one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you say it's been a minute since this all started?
More than a minute.
Ah, well then Lumen's back to Starling form.
I think
I would have had to sustain that for a minute.
I think Lumen would have had to go through 10 turns. So it's just on the last bit as Lumen sort of walks up and approaches you. You sort of get to meet eye to eye for a second before they revert back.
When they do, Elena kind of reaches out and catches them before they can fall to the floor.
You see Lumen, your little warrior, who's burnt and singed on the edges, sort of have this hairiness of sadness in their eyes as they revert into their little starling being form.
I kind of like run the hand over their head comfortingly to kind of comfort Lumen before letting Lumen kind of rest in the pack for him on her hip. Since he did a lot of work, he needs a bit of rest. He'll get another chance to do that at some point.
Okay. As you are all sort of shocked into silence, sort of taking in the carnage that is around you. Only the pitter-patters and the footfalls and the noise of the Otari citizens and the people and the monks, the people who were out and survived. All you could hear is their footsteps drown into the background. Guards are giving orders. A little further off, people are crying.
I check to make sure that everyone, like, I want to make sure that how everyone feels after I place a spell. Like if they're no longer wounded, or
you heal the wounds of several of the charred bodies, making them recognizable, but they're not moving.
At least their family can identify them.
You hear the coughing fits of 3 small children.
We're gonna pull him out of there.
And you do, at your own will.
Okay. We're gonna give him like a quick check over, see how badly injured.
Of course.
Alrighty, I'll do that. And do a medicine check.
Yeah.
Perception check. Wow. Oh.
The scene is yours. With a 12, a very, very common pediatric checkup of like, just they're scuffed up, It's mostly probably like lung related damage,
Yeah.
but they seem to be breathing just fine.
All right. Well, Cyril, could you please get them out of here? Take them to the nearest doctor or something like that.
Cyril?
Cyril.
Um, yeah. Cyril, I don't think is fully there right now. Because they're just sort of looking around blankly now that the fires are out, because there's a good chance that several people that they loved and considered family have just, been murdered, and their entire home was destroyed. And so they're just not there right now. They're just sort of looking around, trying to figure out what's going on, what's missing, what caused, what reason, why could have somebody done this? Why could they have gone out of their way to stab people and presumably set the building on fire? Before Cyril does what Frank asks, can I roll a library check to see if there's anything in particular that looks like it could be missing?
Yes.
Okay.
With a 21, you are an experienced professional. You absolutely notice that the hero shrine, the hero warrior, the sword is gone.
Okay. Okay, so Cyril is going to help take the children out of a room, and then they're just going to start walking up the road towards the blacksmiths. And after seeing that, they're just walking, but they make sure the kids are safe, and then they're just going.
Okay, Cyril, go ahead and remove yourself from the scene.
See ya. Where's the blacksmith's house?
I'll drop you on the token where the blacksmith is.
Okay, thank you. I'm assuming it'll take a while for him to get there, but just, for whenever it comes around.
Elena goes over to the rest of the party to talk. Can't remember. Fire bomb that was upstairs.
The what?
The fire bomb thing that was upstairs.
There was a fire
There
bomb?
was a sign on it that said out of... Yeah, it wasn't set off. It had a sign on it that said out of order. I managed to basically... It's still technically active. If you pulled it, it would technically go off, but wouldn't really cause the damage because I managed to lessen the fire in it.
Jeez.
But seeing that one upstairs, I assume that there was probably more, and is possibly the cause of what happened. I just don't know why there was an out of order sign on it.
That's weird.
Is Frank still on the 3rd floor?
You're wherever you
Okay.
want to be, especially if Elena was trying to address you.
Okay, I'm guessing those two people on the 3rd floor are not there anymore.
The 3rd floor is the center room. You're in the 3rd room.
Oh, 3rd. 200 people, I'm guessing, are gone. Not dead, gone, but gone out of that room.
Yeah. You
Alright,
you
yeah,
guys
then I
already
guess I'll
moved
be-
those people.
And then I'll be with them. Oh yeah, that was me. Yeah. I couldn't.
You put an out of order sign on it?
Well, there wasn't much time. You know, police are burning.
I guess. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, but
Took
it's.
what I could have.
No, it definitely alerted me to it.
Well, that's very good. That's weird.
But should hopefully not cause any damage or as bad of damage if it gets pulled off of the whatever it's on.
Hopefully.
So you think someone planted these things all over the library?
It is a high possibility considering there was one. There was probably more.
I don't like that.
No. Definitely worrisome.
Probably warned the guards about these. These could be planted anywhere, really. About it.
Yeah, we should probably look for Vandy. We look for Vandy.
Yes.
You very, very easily find Vandy. Vandy Vanderdash is in her usual white robes, but she's carrying a very heavy air to herself. You see the extended bags under her eyes. The same smile to keep appearances, but you know behind it is a mourning. A professional mourning. But there's deep sadness, as she's currently busy tending to people. Working, trying to remove bodies from the back room, trying to work with the people and the guard and the mayhem, trying to get the monks that are still there to try to collect inventory of what's missing, of what's gone forever. There are several children outside screaming and having fits and worried out of their minds, which is more in their life than they would ever be able to usually handle.
Vandy, I'm sorry this happened. Do you know how this started?
No. No, I don't.
Would you, where was that bottle found again, Alina?
It was on the second floor.
A bottle, you
Um,
say?
Yes, I think it's what caused the fire. There's one right now that's
It's
still active.
I managed to deactivate the fire portion of it, so
Oh,
it
that's
shouldn't cause any damage if it is to be pulled off where it's currently sitting.
Right. So, arson, you're suggesting?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know who could have possibly have been in the second floor before the fire started?
Maybe...
If this is too much right now, we can talk about it another time.
Maybe Janet and her scribes. She was up there for a while. Maybe, Vanya, you might be up there, or I didn't. She was sort of going through the collection. She's the librarian for that level. She might know something. There's, but I haven't seen her.
Vanya didn't show up at all, did they?
I haven't. I don't know where most of my people are right now.
Right. Thank you, Vandy. I'll leave you to your work.
Of course. I will find as much information as I can, but right now, the Dawnflower has a lot of work to recover what is lost. I'm sorry I
Yes, of
cannot give
course.
you more.
It's fine. Don't worry. Thank you.
I will see myself out. The scene around you is still a mess. Every step you take is a splattering of water.
I turn to the others and I'm like, okay, so we look for Vanya or Janet, right?
Possibly.
Maybe Janet if she's still alive or one of her scribes.
It is possible they saw something or someone acting strange.
Right. I think we should look for Cyril. He might know who they are, what they look like.
They haven't come back yet.
Don't worry about it. Nothing's gonna happen.
Have there been
Definitely not getting
any...
into trouble.
Yeah, they're doing something completely innocent. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I feel a little wary now that you said all that.
This isn't Cyril. It's
No metagaming.
This is like me, the player character, or like me, the player, not Cyril. Like being like, yeah, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. But as for the next course of action, I think we need to talk to the stab victims that we healed, because the fire was most intense in the third room, and they were the only ones with violent crime injuries.
Nothing
So
too
they might have
above
directly
board.
seen the people.
You're not there, but yes, you bring up a very good point.
Yeah. I'm talking to the other player characters. They can choose E.
Oh,
Or, players.
wait, you must not be. You can't. You're not there. If you were there, you could be able to tell them in character.
Oh, Cyril wouldn't. Cyril's not talking right now.
I know.
Cyril is shut down, so he wouldn't do that.
Cyril,
Yes.
since you're so present,
Mhm.
you arrive at the entrance of the currently closed for business Blade of Glades.
Okay. The door is locked.
The door is locked.
Okay. I'm trying to decide. Can I try to kick it down?
Of course.
Okay. Athletics, I presume?
Yeah.
Okay, come on, good kick.
You kick it so hard, the little handle that's supposed to hold the door closed gets shot like a shotgun into the back of the room. You hear it go as it just separates and rends from its door frame, pattering on the back wall and clinking to the floor. The door
Okay.
into this dark hallway stands before you.
Okay. Is there anybody there?
The room is dark.
Okay, I'll roll a perception check. I have low light vision.
With the 26, you see the inside of the smithy. Something that you've been sort of familiar with, that you've come through here every once in a while. Worked with this person once or twice. Seems like everything's closed down. Nothing of unordinary looks. There's another door.
Is there any evidence as to where perhaps Carmen might be?
Not in an empty house, at least not for what is in this room, which seems to be the entrance.
Can I go into the back, see if any of the living quarters has stuff been packed? Does it look like he might have left?
There seems to be
Or is he simply out?
a hallway with many doors, and one that is just an open frame that goes into a kitchen. The open frame is just sort of covered in a cloth. You just sort of brush by the cloth, and in front of you, you see a mostly decrepit kitchen. Not in the sense of age, but just in the sense that they don't do dishes. There's dishes everywhere. There's sort of a half-eaten sandwich, days old, sitting on a desk somewhere.
Ew. Okay, so this room's empty. No signs of life. Can I check the other rooms?
You could
Or
roll
do I
me.
need to take down those
It's a
doors as
perception check per room if you want to gain more information.
well? Okay. How many rooms are there?
It's a house. You don't know.
Okay.
With an 18, you sort of learn immediately that whatever space that is left open on the counter is usually like used immediately and then never cleaned, and then just piles of trash, as if this person had no real investment in their self-care and just sort of let them living alone sort of overcome them with chores.
Can I check one of the other rooms beside the kitchen?
Of
or-
course.
Okay. So the guy doesn't really seem to care much about himself. So that could lead him to do something risky, take risk-taking behavior. We know he cared deeply about the blade. He was extremely angry about it. So for one of the other rooms, I rolled a 19.
Yeah. You open one door, it's a bathroom. You open another door, it's a bedroom. In the bedroom seems to be a very messy bed, a pile of clothes sort of pushed up on the bed, and then a pile of clothes all over the floor.
Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't look like anything has been packed?
No.
Okay. Okay, how many rooms are left?
There is one more door that you see for now.
One more door. I'll check that before I'm re-rolling that.
Okay.
Really? Okay, I can't re-roll that again, so.
You, Cyril, will reduce your hero point by 1.
Yep, of course.
Okay. And as you sort of go into the next room to sort of, what's the word? You go off and you're trying to like look into this room, and you open the door and it's a workshop. And in this workshop is a sort of like some strange projects going on in this room. You don't really see anything that would immediately perk your interest. Your character doesn't know anything about the firebomb. Your character also doesn't know anything in this room that could be identified as alchemical. With your 9, you just see half-finished projects, a half-finished chest plate, a half-finished sword,
Okay.
and then a glint of light
Mhm.
as you take a critical attack in the back.
Oh. Okay. Any chance for retaliation?
This is a sneak attack. You did not see this coming.
I did not.
You take 34 points of damage.
Did I get healed at all after the library?
You ran straight here.
Okay.
I know Frank did.
So,
Okay.
behind you is a man masked in darkness.
I can see his name on the attack. Like.
Yeah, I know. I revealed it. It's fine.
Yeah, you're all good.
No metagame! Behind you is a man's. And he doesn't waste any time. And he stabs you. Again, roll me initiative before he does make contact with the blade.
Initiative is, let me see. It says I've already rolled initiative.
I apologize. Roll it again.
Okay. Please be good.
Oh my god. You both rolled 22.
Wow.
Okay.
From your
So-
raw stats, how high a level is your dexterity?
My dexterity is +1.
He has a higher dexterity than you. He goes
Yeah.
first. And so because he goes first, he's going to use 3 actions to attack you.
Beautiful. Sierra's gonna die.
That does a 21 hit you.
No, I have a 24 AC.
Okay. Does a 28 hit you?
28 does hit me.
Okay. You take 23 points of damage.
Okay, so Cyril has 1 health left, and there's 1 more attack coming.
Does a 12 hit you?
12 does not hit me.
It is your turn.
Okay.
You're at 1 health. You're sundered. You are bleeding. You're in a lot of pain. The room almost goes white. There's a man dressed up in full cloak, unable to see his face.
Okay.
There's a sword that shimmers like a mirror, covered in your blood.
Cyril is going to ask, why would you do it, and then stab him. With Wait, no,
Oops.
that's damage. I need to roll something else, right?
That's a melee strike. You go ahead and roll me
Okay.
damage.
Okay, so I rolled a 28. Do you want me to press?
You
Okay,
roll
damage, right?
Damage, click damage.
There we go. Please hit good. Okay, so just 17. Cyril's gonna die.
He takes 17 points of damage. You have 2 actions left. You're screaming at him. Why? Why did you do it?
Does he say anything?
He doesn't.
How close am I to him?
You're right next to him.
Is there anything behind him, like a wall?
There's a hallway.
A hallway? This isn't the smart move, but it's the move I'm gonna do. Cyril's gonna try to choke him.
Okay.
Does a 24 hit?
You grapple him successfully, and you could start crushing his throat.
Okay. Yeah, Cyril is going to just start choking him because he isn't responding anyways.
You start trying to lift the life from his lungs. You were here this morning. It wasn't
Why
supposed
would
to
you
be
do
like
it?
this.
Why? And Cyril is not thinking. He's on the verge of death. He is in pain. He is screaming. He's screaming very loudly. Does anybody on the road hear what's going on, or is nobody there?
There's no one to come to your help.
Oh no, he isn't asking for help. I'm just thinking some bystander might be concerned. But yeah, so Cyril, he's if he can I see his face now that I've pushed him down and am choking him on the floor?
Yeah, you can see his face. It is
okay. So I know it's Carmen.
You see that it is Carmen.
Okay. Yeah, Cyril is just asking why over and over again, and he does lighten up the choke, to let him respond. Does he respond?
No, but you have one action left.
Oh, I can't use a dagger. And because I'm grappling, I don't think I'll be able to use my sword.
You could continue choking him.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue choking him.
Roll me damage.
26? Okay. So I'm gonna roll
That is
damage.
a miss because you forgot Met minus 10 for your third attack.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
your energy is slowly leaving you. You are barely holding on as tears sort of well up in your eyes, demanding answers from him. He's going to, in his final action, is a 29 hit.
29 does hit me.
You will take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as he lets go of the sword and whips a hammer into the side of your head.
Cyril has no HP, has negative HP.
You immediately go unconscious.
Yep.
Time passes. You don't know how much time is passing. The world around you has gone silent.
What's everybody else doing?
What is everybody else doing at this time?
We know that
We have no idea where
Cyril
Cyril is.
I would
We
have
have no
gone
idea where they
to
are.
the second floor, honestly. Also, Frank would have been healed.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we trying to find Cyril at any point in time for all this?
I think at this point, assuming a bit of time has passed and we haven't seen Cyril, Elena at least has gone out to try and see if they can find them, at least among the crowd or nearby.
Yeah.
Did anybody else notice that well, actually, no, they wouldn't have known the sword was missing.
You didn't say anything.
So,
Cyril,
yeah.
right now,
Mhm.
before the end of session, we'll come back to you. But
Okay.
right now, you can stay in call, but you have to be muted.
Okay.
So, as we continue, what is our players doing?
I would have gone upstairs to look for Janet or Vanya. If I couldn't find anything, I'd just go back down and look for the others.
Yeah. You don't see anybody that is nobody is in a official capacity that's working here. There's people who are covered in water, covered in burn marks, stood over their faces, puffing from the smoke, crying their eyes out. People are sort of unconsolable in these moments as the world is sort of just passing by. There is the citizens of Otari constantly fluxing and moving and working and recovering, and guards moving in and out. The pandemonium has ceased. This is a time of mourning. Elena, you sort of step out. outside in the front. There is several people tending to the injured. There's several monks working on, like, immediately applying ointments to bandage stuff. What are you doing?
Kind of scanning the crowd to see if I can find Cyril among the crowd, see if maybe they stayed outside to help with the efforts outside, or if maybe they're just getting some fresh air after everything. Just trying to see if they can find them outside.
Lumen looks at you, worried. Meep.
This is concerning. It doesn't look like they're anywhere around here. Kind of like moves towards the edges of the crowd, seeing if maybe Cyril's just out towards the edges, or maybe just a little bit farther down the street or something. But of course, doesn't think that they went too far from the Dawnflower.
Meep.
Where on earth could they have gone? And we'll just kind of continue searching, checking anywhere around the Dawnflower first that Cyril could be, before maybe thinking maybe they went on a walk to clear their head.
Yeah. Frank, as you're sort of handling, moving, and helping, you see Elena wander into the crowd, past outside into the city.
I'm probably gonna like shout to her like, "Hey, what are you doing?" You know, I'm like that sort of man.
Frank quickly signals you before you make it too far out.
Elena turns and looks and goes over to Frank to see what he's signaling for. Yeah, Frank?
Where are you going? What you looking for?
Oh, I was gonna see if I could find Cyril. They're nowhere around here. I mean, I'm thinking maybe they went on a walk.
Probably took their head for a bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They definitely didn't seem like they're in the right headspace right now. I just hope they're okay.
Well, you can continue on with that. I just wanted to know what you were doing.
Yeah, I was just gonna go see if I could find them.
Alright.
Then Elena continues her journey to try and find Cyril, assuming they're on a walk.
Okay. You do so. Girl? Can I have you come back to the scene, please?
Hello, I'm here.
Your world is spinning. Your consciousness is slowly returning to you. Your head hurts a lot. You're looking at the sky.
At the sky? But I
Yeah.
was in the building.
In next to you is very, very concerned Ren.
Okay.
And she has brought you back to 1 HP, and you are currently conscious.
Okay.
I heard you crying. I'm glad I could get to you in time.
Killed them. I don't know.
Don't get up. You
He killed
currently
them.
are.
I need to go. Please.
You're currently being softly restrained in the lap of Ren, who is currently very delicately tending to wounds on your face and in your chest. It burns and stings as ointments are being applied to you to slowly heal you. And your strength does not find you.
We don't know where he went. I heard him. He can't have gotten. I need to get to him before he goes too far. I hurt him, so he can't have gone too far. I need to go. And Cyril is struggling, but he can't move. He's incredibly injured, and everything hurts, and they are not in the right place mentally or physically.
Okay, don't worry. You'll get him. For now, you have to rest, little warrior.
Cyril, I'm gonna say that they pass out because they're exhausted. Even if their injuries are no longer life-threatening, they've sustained head trauma. They've been stabbed through the chest. They're currently being healed, but they are hurt. They are in incredible amount of pain.
You could feel like your hair is being very gently, like trying to soothe you as they're trying to tend to your wounds. And that is where we will end for tonight's session.
Oh, wow.
What a session.
Yeah.
Very.
Forgot I wasn't breathing for a while.
I was just like, okay, so am I gonna have to write a new character?
I was about to say, my predictions on who was going to die first was wrong.
Wait,
I
who do
was
you think
gonna
is
be
gonna die
like-
first?
I thought I was going
the
to die
character
first.
to join and be first to leave.
I could still die first.
Nice.
Like, hi, Sleepy Mander. Bye, Sleepy Mander. Oh, that was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun while it lasted. The days of 40 point hits are gone, and instead they are suffering.
Well, you all made it through.
Ooh, sorry.
For what it's worth, you're alive, all of you.
We survived.
Somehow Cyril is alive. Cyril got incredibly lucky. They will get
Yes.
spell
They're
pepper
lucky to
every day
have
whenever
friends.
they regain consciousness and reason. Also, I have finally clicked the Oath of the Avenger, like, while that seed was happening, because I was just like, okay, now they have a reason to be vengeful.
Yes, they do. What level is your heroes right now?
Level 5.
Five.
Right. Yeah, okay. You guys do not level up from tonight's session.
I blame you for this, Frank.
Yeah, sorry.
This is, I was just triple checking our milestones. This feels like a really good time to level up, but, this is, you guys will level up soon as you delve further into the mystery that is this campaign.
Into the woods.
Yes. I'm glad you all had fun. I'm glad you all, felt tense for tonight's session. I would like to sort of get to some outros to represent yourselves a little bit, and then we will call it for tonight. Starting with Cyril, who almost died on live, my first player.
So I am Scully. My username is Sleepy Mander. Tonight I played Cyril Hooton, who is. There's a reason why they don't have any plus in wisdom. They are extreme. We'll find out what happens next time. But yeah, I have a blue sky. I posted a picture of my cat on there if you want to see that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and now we get to join the Cyril suffering arc.
All right.
I also evil.
Go ahead and choose who's next.
Okay. Let's see. Dork, you can have a hot potato. Enjoy.
Okay. I am just a dork. I am a headed artist. Twitter art. I made all the reactive art for. Gosh, what's it called? The going live post that Tech makes. I made the art for Home Team. And I was playing Elena Mortimer, the Necromancer Animist, who has a Starling familiar named Lumen, who did a lot of heavy lifting today.
Amazing. Those of you who didn't hear Dork, or if there was a little bit of cutout, they are, again, fantastic artists that you should spend some time to check out on their socials. I think they, correct me if I'm wrong, have commissions available. So if you like some of the art that's on stream tonight, you can get your own Just a Dork exclusive of your
Pay me and I'll
OC.
draw.
Other than that, go ahead and choose who's next on the outro.
Hot potato winter.
Okay, Winter was playing Cornelius. I didn't really play too much. I think it's just because I showed up late, which is a sad thing, but there's nothing I can do about it. Winter is here. Also slightly distracted because I have to make a PowerPoint for work. It's we're playing the Price is Right, so you know the kids, I hope they have fun. Otherwise, it will be not worth it. I played Cornelius. Cornelius is a frog who's also a swashbuckler, but all he did this time was just take a bunch of water and dump it on fire. You know, that's fun and all, but also very repetitive.
Go ahead and hot potato someone, honey.
Frank.
What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Frank back at it again. So Frank, the Critters, that's me. Yo, hi. Hello. Frank, big man, big hat, big smile. Married many big dead people, burnt people. Very awesome, very big. You can find me nowhere unless I decide to. What? I don't know. Yeah. Follow me on PayPal, and that's about it.
Would you like to give?
Oh yeah, I gotta choose someone.
Yeah.
Fan, how about you?
I'm FanVT. My stomach hurts right now, and I'm blaming Tech for this. I'm a Dogboy VTuber. I enjoy playing games. I played Glenn Keelhall, the Knoll Cleric. I want to lie down. I'm passing this over to Ollie, Draco Gamer, who Tech will voice this time.
Draco, in spirit, is here with us. Very busy with school. We love you, Draco. We hope you get all A's and conquer all of the demons that are your schooling. Make sure to drink plenty of cold water, and we miss you, buddy. Other than that, I've been Tecknomancer. I've been your TV-headed VTuber, and hopefully tonight I brought the world that is this campaign to life for you tonight. That'll be all from us. Good night, everybody. And most of all, thank you so much for coming on in here and making memories with us. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a great night. Thanks for playing.
But Vetch is right now. It's like,
Hello.
it's like whispering to myself.
Raid.
Don't be bad. Don't be bad. Don't be bad. Don't be bad. Don't be
Welcome
bad.
in, welcome in, welcome in. You're pulling a card?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I will grab your card, and then in the meantime, while I'm looking at what your card does, I will say hello to the raiders.
Too bad.
Okay. Let me get the tarot cards. Here we go. Hello,